Well, there. What might be the good word for today? The good word of, I don't know, what's going on? What's going on with you? How you feeling? Hope you're doing well. I saw myself a little snack, cranberry juice, mm, ass end of a beer, um, and a biscuit. Biscuit. Well, let's look at what these media, the medics are doing. Yes, they're called medics. It's the original source. The medes, which, funny enough, is hmm, seems to be that seems to be the question I had in my earlier show was who who would you most be upset with? Would it be the media? I suppose it could be. Would it be what's behind that? Corporatocracy, corporations? Yeah, you could be. But I think what it seems, and it's some people won't like saying this, won't like hearing it, but it is true, and it's hard to convince people of this. And who needs to be woke up the most? It's the same answer. I mean, woke up. I hate that term, but it's an idea like pay attention to what's going on here. It's the people that enforce these ridiculous things. That's who needs to wake up, and that could be anyone. Really, it could be a business owner, but it's more appropriately the people that say have badges and guns and are in militia. Those people are enforcing ridiculous shit and causing harm to other beings just because somebody said something. So somebody said so. Go do that. I pay your. Go destroy that. Go. Whatever I say goes. Just go shoot that motherfucker. Go kill that thing. Go. Oh yes, I'll do that. And then the problem is, how do because they give them dog tags in the military, don't they? Because that's how they view you. If you're in the military, that's how you're viewed, as a dog, as a piece of just a fucking dog, because they train you to be their dogs. Dog never bites the hand that feeds it. It's all there. They don't put smart people in the military. Because smart people won't go to the military, because they're not because they have empathy, because they're kind, because they have options in life. The military is like, nah, this is what you're gonna do. If you want some food, yep, okay. But they're the ones that are causing the biggest problem. The police, the military, certainly. There's good reasons for both of those people, and there are wonderful people in the military and the police force, sure. And some things, they do, but some things they do are great. But if you really understood what both of them are doing, they're defending statists. They're just defending corporations, corporate interests. They only work within maritime admiralty law. It's all about financing. It has nothing to do with safety. It has nothing to do with truly preservation of life. It has nothing to do with safety. It has nothing to do with any of that. Uh, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do when when they have who's going to fight that? You can't even just like, hey, my liberties. Oh wait, let's talk about liberties. Talk about liberties, and that whole the one that's gotten screwed up is it Thomas Jefferson or Benjamin Franklin? Who said this? When was it originally said? Was it those who would give up freedoms for safety deserve neither, or was it um, who would give up liberty for free for safety? Liberty and freedom are wildly different. Wildly different. Yaki, of course you do. Keep you very safe and free. they keep they keep the politicians and the corporations free to do whatever they want. But as an individual, what are you gonna do? You can't fight the military. You can't fight against. Individually, you know better, but I can't. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So the word liberty is why we have a Statue of Liberty, which, by the way, is almost certainly a dude. And you should look that up, what god he is. He was wearing a tunic, not a dress. And there's a reason why that Statue of Liberty is not on land, because it's not allowed to be. Because it's about maritime admiralty law and the sea. Liberty is what you get when you come to the dock to go onto dry land as a pirate or on a sea vessel. So you get liberty to go on the land. So don't people on this land, if you're talking about liberty, then I know that you're a pirate and you should get back on your ship. That's what I suggest. Go get back on your ship. I do not allow liberty here. Not on my land. Go somewhere else. See if they'll allow liberty over there. You want freedom? Okay. I'm all for freedom. I'm not for liberty. Don't tell me what you can protect my rights, all of them, but you can't tell me what they are. You might write them down, you might say, okay, sure, but you can't tell me what they are. Who are you to tell me? Are you my God? I don't think so. You're my father? You're my judge? No, you're none of those things. So I don't need someone to come onto my land. It's not mine, it's our. How about our land? This land is my land. This land is your land. This land is our land. Okay, sure. So we're gonna have freedom on land, but not liberty on land. Go back and get on your ship. So the quote is already screws people up. The failure is that you look at that Statue of Liberty and go, oh, that means freedom. No, it doesn't. That Statue of Liberty means liberty. And it has nothing to do. And where do you see it? When you come into, on your ship, that's where you dock. So you see that, oh, liberty, you say. Hey, Captain, can I have liberty to take the land? Can I go onto the land? Yes. That's what you asked for. Well, I happen to not be of that. I'm not on a ship. This is my vessel. This is my temple. It's my ark. It's my ship. It's my body is. I'm good where I am. You know? So when people start to get that right, and then you realize that even the ideas of this are all incorporated ideas of corporations. I don't work for these corporations, so why would I have to? Their bylaws. They're not the law. There's bylaws. It's suggestions by the company. You go into the service, it's the company, right? Why would they? Of course it is. It's a company. And all of their things, that's theirs. I don't have to follow those creeds and orders. I didn't sign up for the army. I'm not in any of these corporations. I've signed up for nothing. Yeah. I do not consent to any of it. So, but people have been told and sold this notion of what America is free. America is free? See, they do a lot of coding here. Liberty isn't freedom, and America is free. Is it free for the pirates to come and pillage? That's the kind of idea. Isn't that always what happens? Pirates, oh, you have captain's on the ship and goes, you guys go on the line, go every day. You have liberty. You have free reign, free roam to whatever you want. Go do whatever you want. Captain's on the ship goes, I didn't tell him to do anything. I didn't tell him to steal. I didn't see. Now the captain goes, that's my company is supposed to be. I gave him liberty to go onto the land. I didn't know they would fuck everything up. So he goes. Captain goes and then comes back. They come back to the ship. They got their pockets full of money, pockets full of this and that. Captain's like, oh, cool. Now you're in the ship. Oh, where'd you get all this stuff? Cool. No questions asked. I don't know where he got it. Watch the movie Three Kings. I mean, and then they just take the ship next port where we want to go. That's what they do. Why is all the rum gone? It's not. And here I'm going to show you something. Well, just now that we're talking piratey stuff, and the other day I was speaking about rum and how I don't drink rum too often. But there is one bottle that I do like. And a friend had come over yesterday, and he left his bottle here, so I'm gonna drink it. I'll get him a new one. He knows. I just I enjoy this. So we got there you go, the Kraken. A little dark rum. I'll start the day off with this. If we're talking pirate stuff, you know. Let's also talk about this. You see this? Oh man, I told you this is why it's. Look at the reason I titled the show as such is that Floyd, the fake Floyd thingy from back a while ago that started this whole thing off. The not being able to breathe thing turns into people wearing masks can't breathe. Black Lives Matter, run by white people pushing a racial divide agenda. That police officer dude that supposedly, which if you really pay attention, it's not the same dude. It's all an act. You look at a picture of the dude that supposedly was, and then you look at the pictures of the. He's just walking around. Apparently, it's the story of the town. Now, whether any of that's true is highly debatable. Probably not true at all. But people love the media, so now these medics. Look up the word. Okay, yeah. Now I'm not talking about the medics, but kind of. You know, if you have the Red Cross, and then you have the double cross, the double Red Cross, the medics, and then the media or the medics. They speak that language over, other side over there, just right in Iran, right next to Iraq. What places do people war with? Iraq and Iran. You'll see. Cheers, y'all. Still bien. Salud. Yeah, so this Floyd dude's thing out, so that's gonna cause a big fucking thing, huh? Gotta have that happen. And then you got this this motherfucker. It took me 12 minutes to say motherfucker. This motherfucker on the news out here saying people should be putting their masks on in between bites of food if they're at a restaurant. I kind of wish I was a vampire. He'd be the first person I would sink my teeth into his neck and destroy. But then again, maybe I am, and I just don't choose that life. But no, I'm kidding. Just joshing. It's not the stupidest thing. It's up there in stupid. It's up there in the most absurd things. And I have to only wonder how many people will take that suggestion and just do it. They suggested we needed that. Really? Whoa. So, I mean, this is see, people are talking about 1984. Okay, it's Huxley, and it's back and forth. They're doing a little bit of Huxley, Brave New World, a little bit of Orwellian 84 shit. They go back and forth with that shit. And it's the people that need to pay attention most are literally the people that are in the armed forces, that are part of the services, that should be like they, in one sense, they serve the citizenry, but citizens again they're serving the corporation that then enforces laws upon their citizenry, not the native or indigenous or land dwellers, the pagans, the people that are connected to the earth that don't have ties to corporation. They can't enforce that upon those people. But that's what everybody believes they are, not understanding that the entire thing is about ships, liberty, pirates, and a media saying something, right? But then there's a bunch of people that are within the armed forces and the services and the police that they don't realize it. They think they're real. I mean, there's good people, but they're doing it for a wrong reason. They don't understand that they're even part of that. They're part of a brotherhood, so be it. But they don't even understand how deep that runs. The good part of the brotherhood got infected a long time ago. All of the wonderful secret societies, great teachings, and it got disturbed. Their teachings got corrupt. They you know, like I'm all for a one world government. I truly am, because I don't think there should be borders. It's ridiculous. It causes chaos. But aspects of it, I'm not for at all, and how they're going about it. And No, I'm not for it. But I'm also for sovereignty, and the most sovereignty would come if get rid of all the governments, get rid of all the borders. We don't need them. It's ridiculous. Borders are fucking ridiculous. But that's part of corporations. Corporations and that have borders. I'm not I'm not I'm not telling you that there should be no such thing as no private property. That's ridiculous. Of course. But can I take a shit? Can I have a room where like, hey, I'd like to make love to my wife? With a bunch of fucking jerk offs standing around going, oh, oh. It's like so. It's like when you say something, you can soundbite anybody to make them look fucking like completely retarded. Oh, they believe in one world government and they want no private. No, that's not what I said. When you take shit out of context, you could take any book and make it look awful, and you can make any book look brilliant. It's just which you could take these two words up. Those two. You can never write a book. You can never write a paragraph without saying something that just if you chopped it up the right way sounds ignorant or incompetent or contradictory. You couldn't write an entire book without contradicting something. You might be able to, but you could easily find words within there that would seem like they contradict something else without looking at the entire picture. Mm. Little pirate, little rum. Arr! Got to get them R jokes out. Hear about the new pirate joke? It's rated R. I got lots of them. But yeah, cracking. I wish I had some gin jabia. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Jay, what's up, man? Yaki, what's up? Robert Azul. Journey, what's up? Food into commercial capacity, admiralty. Yeah. Journey, I don't drink rum too often. I don't drink it like that. It just so happens that a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, I got this bottle." I was like, "Oh, let's drink that a little bit." And then we went to the park and drank some beers. I got to spar with the kid. It was fun. Got to do a little bit of slap boxing and shit. Got to hang out and just fucking get beery and then go have the most amazing chicken wings. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't. Rum's not my thing. If I had to only have one type of liquor for the rest of my days, it would have to be vodka, because it's so universal, and it's the most cleanly. Like I don't have. I can add things to it if I want to put a spirit into it as an empty vessel. Everything else is already giving you a certain type of energy. Like some people can't handle types of liquor because it's a different spirit. It's a different. People are like, well, why wouldn't you be able to handle a dark liquor versus light liquor? Well, because there's different plant life in there, different energies in there. Yeah. But I do not know. Yeah, the commercial. Yeah, there you go. Yaki, food into commercial. Well, this is. I mean, we're sold into slavery, captivity, all of that. But then, like, you don't. I mean, it's like back in the day when they say, "Oh, there was slavery." Well, no, that most of what was slavery was more like indentured servants, and the servants, much like Chinese masters, somebody would be like, "Hey, can you show me your craft? Can you show me literally? Can you show me your craft? Can you show me what you do? Like your craft, what are you making that? Can I get on board?" And I'm like, I guess maybe. What is it really? Do you want to, or what is it worth to you? You really want to find out, and then you become indentured servant to a degree, and you can always leave because the master will be like, you done? Okay, have a good day, farewell. But they get it. The idea is the indentured servants. They wanted to learn the craft. They were. It wasn't like it was a contract for a few years. Everybody takes a contract basically. And so you're as a job to a degree you've taken a contract. Some people do contracts, and other people do. You have a job which you could basically quit at any time. I mean, you could quit a contract at any time, but then it's kind of more like, well, I guess you ain't get no more contracts. Not with anybody's dealing with that company, right? But yeah, there was the amount of slavery that we're told about is far. It's nothing like what you've been told. All the pictures you see of Civil War, World Wars. It's insane. It's not. They're all staged. All the pictures you see of like people getting their ass whooped, scars in the back. It looks so fake. It's so fake. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I'm saying, but when you look into all of these historical photos of things that are so crazy, and you start to see how staged they are and how ridiculous the stories and the narratives are, and you start reading maybe the other books, and they're saying, oh, it wasn't exactly quite like you think. But who's ever going to believe somebody that lost a war, right? Especially when the winners start erasing history and rewriting it any way they want. Everybody wins a small battle, and then they're like, "Oh, it was the most heroic thing. Came in on front of a tank with a pair of ripped jeans and whitewashed. I mean, you could just paint any picture you want, and like, oh yeah, that's the hero. See pictures of George Washington looking all big, and could put his flag down, and you look at a picture of George Washington. He was a frail, old, weak dude that couldn't even have picked up a fucking couldn't even picked up a baby. He probably broken his back, you know. And you're like, but then you see a statue of him. He's this big, long, strong. And you're like, is that the narrative we're listening to? And everybody does. They eat them stories up. Eat that shit up for breakfast. Mm-hmm. I'll knock back that rum with a little bit of all American beer. I mean, it's not Budweiser, but it is red, white, and blue. So this is for the hipster generation. I don't get why it's so like, oh, if you drink PBR, you're a hipster. No, I drink PBR because it's fucking cheap and tastes fine to me. It's better than funny. Budweiser is so Americana. No, it was marketed to you as Americana. Because you know what's funny about it? Budweiser is the main staple of the grain of Budweiser is rice. It's basically a Chinese rice wine. Wine. Rice wine? Weiss wine? Yes, Weiss wine. Nice wine. Nine. Yes. Yeah, look at the ingredients. They're not even, yes, they use malt and barley and whatever, but the staple of it, because it's cheaper to use wine for the sugars. If you've never brewed beer and you understand how this works, a recipe for Budweiser is going to include rice. You're like, huh, am I making a wine here? There's a reason it has that kind of funky flavor. Tastes different. It's not the German's purity laws. The German purity laws of how to make a fine lager. Deutsch. You just need 3 ingredients. All you really need to make beer is something fermentable. And then, well, you don't even need to get you need water and fermentables, and like you don't even really need any kind of like culture, like any kind of little bacteria to put in there, because it could just be wild fermented. You can ferment it wildly. There's all sorts of ways to make beer. It only takes really 3 ingredients. So. Mm-hmm. Oh. See, it's like people make bread without making beer first. They made a big mistake. You're supposed to drink your bread, that wheat and that barley and all of that stuff. You know, that's supposed to make the beer, and then you take the spent grain and then make the bread from it. It's way healthier that way, both ways. How'd you just waste it putting all this grain into bread when you're gonna cook it? You're gonna destroy it. 350-degree oven. Put it on. You destroyed half of the things that are going on there. But I digress. Yeah, who else is up in here? Anybody want to chat about anything important today? What kind of news is going on? Oh, here, let's talk about some more news. Your boy Trump. I don't know, dude. It's really frustrating to see people that have decent sized channels that have a good heart, really, but they believe in Trump. I mean, maybe, dude, maybe they're right, but like, have we not been watching politics for the last 200 years? It's theater. It's like watching a movie and going, "That's my favorite character." Like, yeah, I guess, but they already have the script for it. You don't. And if he is like if it's happening in real time, he's going to do something against the cabal, against the other societies. Well, cool, I'm down for it. Great. If there's anybody that would do it, it's probably him. Yeah. But then he comes out after having the fake Ronies in there 3 days and comes out and he goes, "Oh, I'd like to these wonderful companies." And he starts naming off the companies. First, he starts off with the the new medication that he got. He's like, I feel better today than I did even before I went in. Da, 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 da. And he's like, I'd like, and we got these vaccines that are gonna be coming out, and we're gonna make sure, and I want this drug to be free of charge for people, which is great. Most people say that's great. I'm saying, you don't get anything for free. You don't get anything for free. He wants people to be healthy. There's a possibility. There's a possibility that, you know, that this company, I could tell, I did a video on it the other day. You could look up the companies that he spoke about. He said vaccines are coming out, but he wants people to be able to take this other drug that fixes everything. It's called, I quoted it the other day. I was breaking down some of the drugs he was taking just by the Latin etymology of it, or just the base words of it. Regeneron. So it's part of the antibodies, an antibody cocktail. So your body creates antigens and antibodies. It's the base for how life works, and your immune system should do it. Some people have failing immune systems because they don't know how to fast, they don't know how to do things properly, and they become addicted to things. So, hey, I know that you get a weed dealer, even will do it, but crack, heroin dealers, first one's on me, of course. Yeah, and you'd be back for more, right? So pushing drug companies, I'm a little suspect of that. I mean, could he just be playing the game till after the election? We'll see. We will see. But he's out there pushing. If Trump opposed the cabal, he wouldn't be breathing. I disagree fully with that. Here's why. I'm gonna first finish what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. First of all, he's pushing the drug agenda, right? Which he's pushing basically Soma. I mean, Brave New World, Huxley, Soma, the pills, the drugs, everybody be better, cool. Everything's taken. And some aspects, I'm all for a clean, neat society driven for the benefit of all. Yeah, of course. But to what extent are these? Now, is this corporation that makes Regeneron? Let me just finish this idea. Is that a good corporation? Because there are chemists that are actual alchemists that are producing things. I know people, myself included, that can produce certain things out of plants, the whole plant, and then produce through an alchemical furnace something that is healthy and helpful to the human body. It's not patentable, though. I can't put a patent on it because it comes from nature. So therefore, I can't. It's not mine. I don't own nature. I'm just working with it to create something. So I'm taking a little bit of this plant, a little bit of this plant. Some people make a tea. You're an alchemist. If you make a tea with some things, but if you put them together and you can, heat this up, reduce this, pull this out, put this, you're starting to work with alchemy, with chemistry to a degree. Now, maybe they're a company that's doing something in that realm, but the fact that they're for profit is already starting to say, oh, you got to go, oh, I don't know. Who's benefiting here? And Trump wants everyone to have it for free? That's suspect. He's already said he thinks the vaccines will be out before the end of the year. That's impossible. You can't possibly have vaccine out for something that has only been known about for a year. It can't happen. Against their own rules, it can't be done. There's too many phases of clinical trials that need to go through. You can't just push through something that has no efficacy. That would be beyond negligent. Beyond negligent. Okay? You can't just do that. You have to, it's small. Like, here's one rat. Here's one human. Here's 10 humans. Do you guys want to do that? Like, it could go really wrong, or you could be helping us to understand this could really help people, save lives, etc., extend lives, make people happier, healthier. That's pure. That's real. But If it's to get something out, just to, we're getting really suspect. I'm sorry. It starts to kind of go. I don't know. I've heard this story before about every day 1,000 times from the news media. Now, here's why he wouldn't be dead if he was against the cabal. Because as long as he hasn't done anything that's against them codes and their things that they take oaths on, as long as he hasn't done anything to disrupt that, they can't kill him, like really kill him. No one that you've seen on the world stage die actually died. That was the role they played on, and then they're like, here, we're killing off your character. And within the, now if he goes outside of bounds of the character that they want him to play, still don't have grounds to kill him for real. They don't want blood on their hands. They'll show you people die so people are scared. Yeah, certainly. But unless he goes against their codes, which would be, well, he already hasn't. All the things he said he was going to do against the cabal, he hasn't done. It's been 4 years. And everybody knows all the things that he said. Oh, we're going to fix this, and cue this, and da-da-da-da. That hasn't happened. It could have happened. Why didn't it happen 4 years ago? Okay. So that would be one direction. And like, I don't think he is. I think he is part of the cabal. He's just playing a role. But then there's another thing where if he goes against it, as long as he doesn't do certain things, they can't kill him. They wouldn't. It's a brotherhood. They don't kill each other. They just they like, here's the script. Here's what we're doing. What's okay? What's up, boss? What are we doing today? Here's what we're doing. And so that's so they I mean, did he really get the macaroni 19? Did he get that one, or did he do that? Did he fake it, or did they fake it? And now you got the news spin on everything, and I'm here to say again and again, it seems more and more like the war is literally the media versus what you'd call the actors and Screen Actors Guild in Hollywood. I think they have a common thread, and they've been. I think they were infiltrated. The Hollywood types, and that's every movie studio artist. Again, I was saying this the other day. People that are actors and artists and stuff, they're not into. They don't cross over into the political realm per se, only occasionally. And then, but people that are into like the media, they don't go the other direction. They have pieces that have infiltrated. They've infiltrated each other's side to a degree that you're completely misinformed about everything that's going on. Everybody's like, oh, Hollywood is the worst. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I mean, do you know people that are actors? Do you know people that, and I can say, I'm pretty sure not everybody is as evil as the media would portray them. But if they keep saying the pagans are evil, this is where it started. I tried to make this clear the other day. These Christians out here, which got infiltrated too, the Masons got infiltrated too, the pagans, who were doing nothing but living on the land, having orgies, eating food from the land, practicing land magic, being the taking care of the earth. They weren't killing anything. There was no sacrifices. And then the Christians with their mission came through and said, those witches are evil. The pagans and the witches are evil. Synonymous. They're killing. They're sacrificing virgins. They're killing. They were all vegetarians. Nobody eating meat out here. They're all vegetarians. And they come through and lied and got people all wild up. Then they hated the pagans. So then they just would just lie about everything and come through and take all their shit. That's all they're still doing that. So I think the media is its own entity. It is lying on Hollywood and other places. They're lying on artists. They're lying on that they're like, oh well, here, you're a talented musician. Let's just make sure we can write the lyrics what we want that are our spells that we're gonna cast. This is what's happening. I don't see it any way. And this is why I'll say it again, that Hollywood is on the 33rd degree parallel. And this is this is esoteric. It's on the 33rd degree parallel. If you go to the 180 degrees around the world or across the pond to the other side, if you land over there on the 33rd degree, what you'll find is where we've always had problems with Iraq and Iran. And right now, everything that in the coding, and I'm the only one out here saying this part of it, it's Iran. Will have a problem with Iran. Because that is literally in the 33rd degree parallel on the other side. It's where the media comes from. It's the source of the media. The medics. MEDIC. The Medes. MEDES. Look it up. So this was yesterday with people. What's up, Parsifal? What's up, Divine? What's up, Will Johnson? Yeah, if they want him dead, he would have been dead in the hospital. I mean, maybe when he was in the hospital, maybe that was he got a talking to from the people in his, but he could be of other. See, again, there's other societies above what we're led to believe. It's not see. There's secret societies and there's secret societies. So what's the difference? You have societies that are secret from you that you don't know about. Therefore, you don't know about them. And then there's secret societies are societies that keep secrets. See the difference? Everybody says, "Oh, that's a secret society." No, it's not. You know they exist. This is a society that keeps secrets. The other ones that you don't know about, what if he's in those? And you think these things are running shit. And the ones that are running that are like, oh, that's a full 100% stop, stand down order on Trump. You don't touch him. And everybody's like, oh, okay. That's the higher priestcraft. I could even tell you the names. It doesn't matter. I'm not, maybe I'm above that. And you'd find no information on them. Diaboli, Intrepidi, and there's one other one, but you'll never find any information on them. You don't know. You think a lot of these people out here like, oh, the Rockefellers and so. No, they're fronts too. These families that you think run the world, no, there's families beyond that are deeper than that. They could just be walking amongst you. You wouldn't even know it. Maybe I'm one of them, huh? But I was just telling you, the Trump thing is a funny one, ain't it? It's fun. I think if you play the game as you're looking, like what you know about the names and the symbology of things, it does seem like Trump is going. Everything is going in the way of this Mike Tyson fight as well. There's something there about the Iron Age, Iron Mike. Iron Mike fights the 28th of November. I thought it was October 28th, so I was doing a little astrology wrong, so it kind of screwed me up. I thought the fight was October 28th. No, it's November 28th, which changes something. We could find out, are we changing ages out of the Iron Age? I mean, because all signs point to, like, if you just look at it, Mike Tyson does not lose that fight, and I'm saying this has a lot to do with what you're going to see. In a million ways, Mike Tyson could never lose that fight. It's ridiculous. Not a street fight, not a boxing match, none of it. If that's 100%, just you guys go fight. But it's not scripted. Are we getting out of the Iron Age into the next age? What's funny about the Iron Age is Iron Mike. It's his name. And he's fighting Roy Jones Jr., who he was robbed from the Olympic gold medal, and he has a silver medal. He has 2 silver medals, but then his career was he's pound for pound one of the greatest fighters ever, but he couldn't fight at the weight, at the strength of Tyson. It couldn't have worked. Although he did win a belt in heavyweight. He was middleweight. Mike Tyson's it's too powerful, too strong to walk through that. Jones is not strong enough, especially at this age. But if the script says that we're going outside of the Iron Age, does Iron Mike lose? It would be surprising to people. Is that a big surprise in November? Maybe. I think there's some coding there. But this Trump thing, you play a game, you got a Trump card. How the hell are you gonna? I mean, if you play the Trump card, what happens after that? Well, you don't have a Trump card left. What's next after that? Then you use a Joker card. Joker card's stronger than Trump card. You say Trump card wins everything. No, not if you play. If we play a game, and we'll add the 2 jokers to the deck. Say the Trump card is a two of clubs, right? 2 of clubs usually Trump card in some games, huh? Depends what you're playing, but Say two clubs is Trump. Trump's anything in the deck. And what's second? Okay, two of clubs, two of spades. Okay, yeah, they trump right there. Joker cards. That's a joker. Can't jokers don't lose. So, if they do use the trump card, the next one is a joker card. Considering we just watched Hollywood just came out with the movie The Joker, and all of these other things are going on, very much Batman and Joker related. There's some things there, there's some coding there. If you don't think this reality is overlaid and Hollywood's playing out a script to show you things, but again, it's tough to decode because there's so many possibilities of what they could throw. It's like in a chess game, and then you have better moves than others, but there are multiple moves that could be made. What's up, Will Johnson? Divine. Yeah, it's the Medes versus the Hollywood. I wouldn't call it Hollywood. Or I wouldn't call it Hollywood. We'll call it Hollywood. Yeah. What are Hollywood's intentions? Well, I think Hollywood's intentions are to show you what they see, and they can't say it. It's just like if you walk up, if you were to tell anyone what you know, you have to say it through allegory. You have to say it through humor, or they'll kill you. You have to say it through, you can't directly just say, hey, it's like this, and this, because they'll never believe you. The truth is unfucking believable. So you have to make some sort of, like, you have to show it in symbolism and allegory of what they know is going on. Watch Hollywood movies. Are they evil? No, they're telling you what they see the media doing, what the medics are doing. But they have to use the media for you to even get the information, right? But then the media will go, well, you can't put that on there. You can't just. So the media overlooks it, goes, no one's going to understand the symbology. Fine, but the media needs them to make money. So without the people that are acting in Hollywood, where that's a source of income. That's a source of energy for the media as well. They feed off of each other, but mostly it's the media feeding off of Hollywood. But what is their purpose? It would seem to me like, the whole thing was people like to be on stage telling a story. They were storytellers. The most ancient practice of it is that look into any culture. There's always that, the day that they do a dance and they tell a story. Yeah, and then it turned into now they're telling a lot of stories and trying to give a piece of information. And people won't. You can't just straight out point to it and say it because people won't understand it. They won't buy it. But through allegory, they could maybe see. So I think that. But surely, obviously, some of Hollywood's mad fucking weird and fucked up. Hollywood, of course. But as what it just like you could say, oh, the Bible's fucked up. Well, its original purpose wasn't. Masonry's fucked up. Its original purpose wasn't. Hollywood's fucked up. Its original purpose wasn't. The hospitals and medicine, mad fucked up. Its original purpose wasn't. It's like think of who would be rolling in their grave most. Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins. Why? Because he was in herbology and basically anything holistic, and that's what he was about. To have a giant medical center in Baltimore, Maryland, and what they do like now is just tragic. He would be like, this is not what my name stands for. I don't want anything to do with what's going on here. It's insane. They own so much property. They do so much beyond just what you think medicine is. They're doing larger studies into societies and culture creation, and it's not just how much land do they own. Well, I thought you were into medicine. Why do you need all the extra property and land? See, it's not. Yeah, it's like I mean, well, for instance, if you ever went pop with your music and you're like, hey, wouldn't you know that you were just fucking Will that was playing a guitar that was trying to speak to people and tell them a story? You think any of these, a lot of the musicians, they were already in the familia. They were already in the club. As of a young age, they know nothing but that. They couldn't see from outside the fishbowl what's going on. So you can't even blame those. You can't even be mad at the Justin Biebers and the Britney Spears and all that. You can't. They were born into it. How the hell the fuck when did they get an opportunity to make a choice for themselves? They never did. These people outside of it can go see and say, hey, well, I want to be part of Hollywood because I want to make music and I want to, this is my craft, this is my art, and this is what I love. And they get into Hollywood and chips away at your art and your love and your craft, and they change this word, change this beat, change this thing. This is what we need. We don't need 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We got to cut that down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Always got to be 3:30, but because we need this many hooks and this, yeah, we can't have that. That's not fit for the radio. You ain't get no airplay. You ain't get no money. So now, okay. So at what point does a musician not be an artist and a musician? At what point is an actor who's just out here loving to tell a story? At what point do they become a tool for the medics, the media? At some point, they will become that, but not completely, not totally. Some of the, like, you can get into Hollywood from outside of it. It was like, oh no, you got to have a family, man. You got to, not necessarily. You just have to be willing to, acquiesce to certain things. So to what degree of fame does someone want? You can only get to some point before, either you're strong enough and just your influence alone says, nah, I'm going to be, people want to hear this shit, or you got to sign on the dotted line. This is that Lupe Fiasco song, Dots and Lines. He says, don't sign. Go listen to the whole song. There's a beautiful rendition of it. If you guys want, I'll play it for you right now. And you can. It's not just a song. It's somebody does an entire videography behind it of every single lyric of what he's actually meaning. And you could listen to the song and you'd be like, oh, I get it. No, you don't know the depth of what he's saying. But somebody took that song and put something behind it for all the lyrics. He does it with a lot of Lupe songs and some other poets as well. Yeah, there's always, see, that's the thing is once you do that, everything becomes, well, who to trust for what. Hey, and everybody here, you're welcome to give me a thumbs up if you want. I know there's an extra 16 of you there that somehow your thumb only works to jam it up your asshole while you're sitting here listening to me, and to pick your nose with. And you probably can't pick your nose with your thumb, but I can, because I got some big ass nostrils, yo. You can also donate to me too. There's buttons beneath. So it's Sarzen. Make sure you capitalize the X in Sarzen. PayPal, Cash App. It's beneath. What's up, William Childs? What you doing, man? Thank you, sir, for the donations. I appreciate it, man. I will. For that, I will have a little sippy cup of rum with you. A shot for you, sir. I'm doing halvesies right now because, well, it's fucking noon, and I don't want to get too fucked up. I've reined in my reckless behavior, drinking, getting too drunk too early. Cheers, yo. I do it from time to time. So it's a lot more comfortable. I drink coffee in the morning, which I'm not usually. So coffee, cranberry, a little lime juice. Have a little snack. Get a little outside time, and a couple beers. It's nice. It's a nice balanced way of living. What's up, dog food? What's going on? Yeah. I think. Let me see what's going on outside right now. Pretty nice out. I might go after this is fully charged. Because I had my phone listening to some Alan Watts last night and I left it unplugged. So now that I'm plugged in, yeah, once I'm fully charged, maybe I'll go to the park and do a video from there. But my foot's kind of sore because I went to the park yesterday and ended up slap kickboxing this dude because he wanted to test his meta. He wanted to test his guile. So I said, all right, let's go. That was, I caught him a couple times with my foot, like a little too hard. I kind of kicked him in the shin because he came at me with something funny, and I kind of swept his leg and kind of hit my ankle a little too hard. It's kind of sore right now, but a couple shots and I'll be okay. I'll be back to mobility. I haven't slap boxed. It was pretty. It was good. It's good rounds. Good rounds. Yeah. He would have had me tap out once. He got a clean chokehold on me. I missed a kick, spun, slipped. He caught me from the back. I was like, oh fuck, I'm done. But there's a couple times I would have knocked him out like 3 or 4 times prior to that. Good fights though. Good fights. Good fights. Slap kick. William Tell you never did slap kick boxing. It's basically just pull your punches. Don't try not to catch anybody too hard, especially like if you do a roundhouse back kick, like you know you bet get your arms up. You better block that shit. That's like you go as hard as you can just to step in and pull your punches. That's all. Somebody might catch a little bit of pain, but y'all having helmets? No, we just at the park. So just drinking, talking shit with some kids, and this kid and his girlfriend and me and my buddy were there, just walking around. And then we got over to one of the old trees, the ancient grandpa tree. And I don't know what was the conversation, but it got into this guy. He goes, "Do you want a slap box?" Like I think we were talking because he was into cars. Then we were talking about like boxing and who would win, and then we were talking about he was talking about he loves MMA, and I was like, yeah, I was like I haven't really got into MMA that much. I was like it's a really turn off that they got women fighting now. It's really and then got into Tyson and who would win that. And he's like you want a slap box or something? I was like, okay. I was like, what's the? He's like, just we know, don't go too hard, whatever. Don't fucking, tap out. Just say what up. Like, no, done. So we did a few rounds. Just went. Yeah, slap happy. Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't no helmets. We were just a couple of drunken idiots at the park. Fun times. And it was funny because his dog he had a little puppy. He had the most beautiful pit bull. His uncle I think breeds them, and it was like I don't know about 80 pounds. It was only like 11 months. His biggest head, sweetest dog, but isn't really socialized. It's socialized with humans. Like the dog came right. Like I seen the dog and I was like I want to play with your dog. He's like of course. And they was kind of like you're not scared of the dog. And I was like why would I be scared of a puppy, dude? I was like I love pit bulls. Yeah, so I'm playing with the dog the whole time. So whenever we started slapboxing, the dog didn't know what to do, didn't know if we were fighting or what. So we kind of had to every once in a while walk over to the dog, like, "Oh, it's cool, baby." Like, and she was like, "Oh, you can play like that." So like, I guess she was learning to socialize by us slapboxing. Because another dog, it was funny because earlier in the day, she's sitting there with us, the four of us are sitting there, and there's this little puppy who had gotten off the leash or away from. It was like one of those small yappy dogs. It was like 20 yards from us. Ran over. They started sniffing each other, and then the little piece of shit dog, attacks his dog. And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And now this dog, at first, just like backs up and goes, "What are you doing? Why are you attacking me?" And the dog's like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." And so he's got to pull his dog away and like push the other dog away. And I'm like, man, like that kind of shit that's not cool. Like that dog, like fuck that little dog. Like that woman, like if his dog would have done anything, would have killed the dog immediately. Like it just wasn't even. It was a 90, like 80-pound, basically almost a blue-nosed pit. Like it was just massive. And this little dog comes over and attacks his dog out of nowhere. The dog didn't even do anything. It wasn't even like aggressing. Like I seen the towels. The other dog was just like wild the fuck out. And I'm like, man. He's like, man. Like I don't even know how to let that happen because if my dog does anything, like it's 100% that dog loses, and then it's his fault, and there's a whole problem, right? Yeah. People with small dogs, man, fucking suck. Divine, hey, you could whip me. Probably. I'm not. I'm not extremely in shape right now. I wouldn't say I've ever really trained, but I might have a few styles. I don't fight, but I've watched enough kung fu flicks where I think I've played enough sports, and I can dance, and my body functions. I can mimic things pretty quickly. So it's kind of like in the Matrix when you see him watching something and then he learns that. Like I can do that with most things. Not with the guitar though. I can't. I'm not that quick with the fingers or the piano. I can kind of play the piano, but with movements like that, yeah, I could learn those movements. It's just the cardio's not there. The cardio's not there. That's the problem. Yeah, we only I think we only went like 3 rounds of like 2 minutes. Like it was like 6 minutes, and we were just both like, I was like, man, I don't even fucking, I don't know. I don't even smoke, and I got a problem. I wonder what it would be like for us, like a smoker, heavy smoker, like people that are really out of shape that smoke. I wonder how bad it, because I'm like, I know what it used to be like, for running, playing game after game of basketball or soccer for hours on end, and then like right now, even thinking about doing that, it just, it's un, it's not possible. Anyways, what do you guys want to get into here? See, we've covered the Mike Tyson thing a little bit. We could try to decode that again, because now that I've gotten the actual date, it's November, not October 28th. That changes something. Talk about the Iron Age. Talk about this ridiculous Floyd thing. That was the original thing. I don't know who was here for that part. That's what's in the news now. That the guy that supposedly stomped his neck is actually got released or whatever. Even though like you could look at pictures, it's not the same fucking guy. And the people that won't even do the research on it, like, this is all completely psychological ops. This is so bullshit. You can see a picture of the dude and the picture they have afterwards. It's not the same guy at all. Which on many like it might not like it's so many levels of acting and bullshit. People like now they're gonna be like that guy's no, more race shit. They make it race shit. Yeah, more fucking more blue lives. Oh, sorry, you put that on. That's not a life. Your life, and even black lives is a real fucked up thing, because black is not a term for a human. It's a term for a slave. So they're saying slave lives matter, quite literally. And that should be, go look it up. Black is not a term. It's indigenous. It's white is not a term either. You are shades of different colors. You're not black and you are not white. These are legal terms that denote slavery and property. So even in the Black Lives Matter, they're considering who started it and for what reason. It's already, you're already a step fucking things up. What about Chinese lives matter? What about Asian lives matter? That's not a color, right? What about, wow? Can you give me how about American lives matter? How about that? Can we try this? American lives matter. ALM? Can we start this? ALM. American lives matter. Can we just be a group of that? Can we just all be Americans here? American Indian? Could we be tribal here? Can we all be part of the land? I'm all for that. I didn't say United States lives matter. I didn't say a color, meaning black, bleach. I didn't say whit or white or demon. I didn't say none of that. I said American. American lives matter. How about unicorn lives matter? How about, What's up, Danny Skylark? What y'all doing? What's up, Finn? Oh, dude, it was so beautiful. It was such the nicest dog, Finn. Like, dude, he'd just come over, and just his head was literally as big as my head. It was the biggest pit bull I've ever seen. And it was just had these really not. It was tan. It was kind of a tan and white, not quite brindle, tan and white, beigey kind of color, and bluish eyes, really just big and happy. Just awesome dog. And as like I said, his uncle or somebody or father breeds them, so it's like breeds the best version of them. Yeah. Tyson Fury. Oh man, I don't really have that. I mean, I'm sure that there's obviously a connection between Mike Tyson and Tyson Fury. Sure. I don't have that. I don't have that like on top of my. I haven't really paid attention to that dude. I haven't really paid attention to boxing that much. We got well. The funny thing about Floyd Mayweather, remember Okay, so the Floyd dude, his apparent funeral where he was born, where he was buried in 24 karat gold, Floyd Mayweather paid for. Floyd George Floyd was paid for by Floyd Mayweather, and there was a Hurricane Floyd. And there's some. If you look up what the word Floyd means, you'll get some more clues to what's going on there. My campaign was I was always part of the No Lives Matter campaign. Your life don't matter. Your life don't mean shit. Not to some people. Not to those people. Your life don't mean shit. They go, it's nothing personal. It's just business. Business matters. Business lives matter. My life matters, bitch. You know. How about HLM? Human lives matter. No way. We can't be so exclusive. We can't be so inclusive to say everyone. We have to be specific of whose lives we need to know that matter. Yeah. What's up, Zoltan? Um, you talking about Dots and Lines? Dots and Line by Lupe Fiasco. Um, yeah, I mean, well, see, that's the thing, Finn. It's not. I mean, it's a code. Black lives are not black people. Like we, as commoners, will say that black and white people, and it's just not true. And that's a big problem. That is part of the problem because it's part of the corporate doctrines, their legalese, their books, what those things mean. You read a dictionary, you think it means that. It doesn't mean that to them. And when people say it, it doesn't mean it to your subconscious either. Quite, really. Why don't they call it AAFM or AALM? African American Lives Matter, because that's completely bogus term too. You can take a whole continent and put it on top of a whole continent. Nobody says that. It's not true. The term for what is it's because it's why do you think they got rid of the Washington Redskins, the Aboriginals, the originals, the people on the land? They're getting rid of anything to do with what the original people here were, which are the people that you'd call African American because they didn't come from Africa and they weren't slaves. The Slavic people were slaves. So it's the whole they. If everything's wrong and backwards, then start there. It's all backwards. They didn't enslave people from Africa, the entire continent. It's not saying that slavery and indentured servantry and servitude and all this doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying to a degree some people are not, but there's nobody here that can trace their lineage back to some tribe in Africa. It's very minimal. Because they didn't come from Africa, they were already here. but but I digress on that point right now. But it is very important that, you know, why don't you say American lives matter? It was a big dog. Like I could see why people would be scared as fuck of this dog. It's huge. It didn't look aggressive to me because I know what aggressive animals look like versus non-aggressive. And then usually for me, the smaller the animal, the less I'll get near it because I know it's going to be a little fucking whiny, yelpy piece of shit. He was named after him by his bare knuckle boxing father. Oh, nice. That's how a dog food. That's how Tyson Fury got his name. Seems about right. Oh yeah, Finn. Pink Floyd must mean a lot. Yeah, just look up the word Floyd. You'll find a lot about yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the tactic again is always driven by the meds, and the media. This is a story that I've been trying to tell for a long time to people, and I've peppered it in a lot of my talks. But lately, it's been the priority of my talk to try to explain to you what, and because now what we have is the media is becoming wide and varied, meaning I'm a source of media to a degree. Um, a lot of other people with big channels, bigger sources of media, and then you have all of these different. I see the media, the news, NEWS, the North, East, West, and South, initially was supposed to give you information about everything. No fucking opinion. Just here's some information, so you could have a view of, hey, maybe if there's wildfires happening over there right now, or maybe there's riots happening over here, or maybe there's beautiful berries and trees to pick up over here. That would be the news they would give you. They wouldn't tell you that their favorite is strawberry. They would just tell you, well, there's strawberries here. Some might rot and some might be fresh. Over here, there's blueberries and there's grapes over here. That's what they tell you. And you don't go this way because that's what they tell you. There's no opinion necessary. Now, what we have is the news media is now no longer the news, but media, and it's driven as pushing a narrative for a reason. And that was never supposed to be the move of it. But now what we see is everything the media does is it's the was like the fifth estate or the third part of the third party or the the other arm of the governments of the world. I mean, even Reagan or no, Bush came out and said that the New World Order would not been able to do what they've been doing without the assistance of the media. He said this. He said it. You could look at him say it, and it goes, oh, well, whatever. Yes, it's just him and his son. Both of them so good at politics that they should both run the country. Makes a lot of sense, of course. Yeah, thank you, 24/7. Yeah, the melanin dominant, melanin dominant. Yes, Earth people. Yes, exactly. That's more of what there should be said. But let's not be too. Let's not just call things as they are. Let's just disguise it so people can be confused. Uh, I know which university offer degrees in astrotheology. See, you can't. But everybody that wants to understand how your favorite businesses are run, people that love money, they want to run a business, they want all this shit, right? They go, astrology is for dummies. Astrotheology is stupid. I'm like, billionaires literally use astrology every day in everything they do for business. You know this, right? No, you don't know this? Oh, but astrology is stupid. It was actually like Warren Buffett, I believe, said this. He said, millionaires think astrology is stupid. Billionaires use astrology every day. Yeah, I guess he's wrong, right? You like money? I guess you don't like the power. He's an idiot, right? Warren Buffett. Guess all these people, these clueless occultists that use astrology for everything. Oh, it's so stupid. It's in the newspaper. It doesn't matter that you're a Leo rising Capricorn in the house of the eighth of the. Yeah, I know you're supposed to be the center point of all of that, and you can adjust shit and know how it all works. But most people they're so. It's like if you don't know your Myers-Briggs test, you're completely controlled by it. If you don't know your personality, your benefit, what's you're powerful and what's weak in you, you wouldn't know how to adjust things. You know those things, so you can adjust them. Race, yeah, they want to put us all in a race. Exactly. Want to race somewhere. Where are you racing to? Race to what? I'm good. I ain't racing nobody. Last time I raced, I was faster, but so what? Tired. I want to race. You can go wherever race you want. I get a tan. If I get a tan, I'm no longer white. Even if you think I'm white, you know what I mean? Hmm. I don't see why like if I go in a store, anybody is more. They feel safer if I do this. They feel safer. Somebody walk into where I was and I'd be like, I not feel safe right now. Why can't I see your face? I should be scared of you having, You know what I want to do for Halloween? I'm gonna wear this mask just like that. I'm gonna get myself a toy gun, and when I knock on somebody's door for Halloween, say, "Freeze, motherfucker! Give me all your goddamn candy." That's funny. Maybe for Halloween this year, everybody takes their masks off. Whoa, that would actually be masking now because now people are like, hey, you gotta, everyone's gonna have a mask on and be like, hey, it's Halloween. You're not supposed to look normal. You're supposed to dress up, which means, yeah, I don't know. Stupid me. What the fuck am I thinking? What am I thinking? Parsival, North Miss Testmasher. I don't know what movie that's in reference to, but running with the briefcase. I wonder what he had in there. Oh, you know what I was watching last night too, and everybody should go check these out. It's NPC. Just go into like YouTube and search. What is it? Oblivion. Oblivion NPC, and it will be like people in that are having conversations that are being filmed, and they put the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Elder Scrolls music behind it. So I don't know if you ever played that game or understand what it is. It's like whenever you just come in contact with a non-player character that you just have this ridiculous, back and forth with, and they play the music behind it, and you're like, oh my god, like you really kind of get drawn in. Like, is this person for real? Is this literally just a program? Like, how do you deal with this program? Pretty funny shit. Okay, Finn. Yeah. This is about right. Yeah. Changing the names to disguise the corporate structure. Yes. What's up, Gina? Ah. No, the Habsburgs. Yes. Habsburg are fun. That's a fun name, Habsburgs. And the Goofs. Goofs. Queen, yeah, the lizard queen, the Elizabeth. Yeah, reality is stranger than fiction, huh? Well, what time are we looking at here? It's almost charged, so what I can probably do is be on here for a couple more minutes and then clean up my shit and maybe go to the park and I'll do a show from the park. You guys come hang out with Grandpa Tree. Now I go get a little. Maybe I'll bring my hammock. We'll see. My hammocks. Yes. Yeah. See, Finn, like that kind of shit. I love knowing, and I know it. But for other people, they're like, why do they care? I mean, they don't. They don't. They. It's just like, it's not that you should care who the family lines are. That exists. It's not. It's not that you go like, okay, fuck them, fuck this, and like, oh, we're gonna go find that family and destroy them all. Hey, empires suck. Ah. No, it's just so you know that kind of shit takes place, and then you can look at things differently. That's the purpose of understanding it. It's like there's nothing you can do about any. Everybody's like, oh, we got to take down the evil cabal. Like, well, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's how that works. I would stick with Buckminster Fuller's ideas. You don't destroy an old system. You implement a new one until the old one becomes obsolete. And the only way you can start a new system is that you have to convince them somehow the old system is really fucking corrupt. It's not working too good. It's working the way it needs to work for the people it needs to work for, but not for humanity as a whole, for our species, for whatever good is, if there is good. Yes. Oh yeah, go for it. I mean, hey Finn, I'm all about it. Yeah, feel free, keep going with it. I mean, I don't know the whole story like that. I'd seen it from a few people and they presented some of it. And I was like, that's just one more layer to the onion. You know what I mean? Until you get to the actual thing that's the epicenter to it all. Is it a computer system? Is it a is it in Malta? Is it an entity from another realm that has mind control over all of us? You know, not all of us, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get you in the cosmic egg universes. It makes sense. I've always said we're inside of an egg, and inside of the egg there is. Look at, if you considered an egg when you hold it there, there's the shell, very easily breakable. Then the inside there'd be that much egg, and then there's the yolk that would go to the top, and it has a dome over it, very thin. So it's multiple egg. Like even inside it, there's a little bit of empty space, and that yolk is like how thin the veil over this realm is. And right now, it appears as Dan Winter, when he was talking about the dragon's claw breaking out of um, the egg. That's how you don't if something's getting out of the egg, you don't help it. You let it break out from the inside, or else you'll kill it. So the birthing process seems to be, right now we're seeing all these crazy things and weather phenomenon and stuff. It's not just all man-made. Well, it could be some, and some of it might be government done. It is breaking down the ozone layer, and to me the ozone layer is in effect the same thing the thin layer over the egg yolk would be. And then you have the shell, which is contains like a bigger part of our realm. And then outside of the shell is there's more eggs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear that's always made sense to me. We're not on top of it. You know, it's worlds within worlds upon, it's that kind of shit. Yeah, 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 jizzle, jizzle. What is older than Egypt? I mean, I guess the gypsies, the Egyptians, I mean, your people were right along the same parallel, right? You got I mean, the only thing older than Egypt, I think, is probably the natives. But then you have this divide of what were the natives. A lot of people think Egypt was in the Americas to begin with, and it moved to what you called Egypt. We think places here were named after what's over there. When a lot of people say it's actually the other way around. America was the birthplace, not Africa or around Egypt, which is right there. That was secondary. That came after a cataclysm that they rebuilt there. Uh, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But it seemed like your people were right up there with the elders, right? The Hindus, their mythology and their history is pretty original. I mean, if you look at the original languages, what were there? There's Hindi, uh, Hebrew, Tamil, passing the river, star languages, magical languages that were based on stars. Um, that seems to be whatever cultures those were, but it seems like pagans and the pagan people and the older magicians of say um, the Aboriginals and those kind of cultures would seem to be the original ones. Bible is royal Babel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's right, Finn. Yeah, man, that's about right on, man. That seems to be the story. And this is when we get in. What's up, Tom Porter? Um, cheers, brother. Um, that's the point of this Mike Tyson fight that I think is really curious, and I think that will crack a lot of codes. If Mike Tyson loses, then I will then all of the other codes that are the prophecies and things, they will come to pass, and in a good way, in a positive way. Then where if Mike Tyson loses somehow, and I think I've already said that my analytical and boxing mind and scripting of just reality, if nothing else mattered, we're just scripting reality to get a fight, blah blah blah. Mike Tyson wins in 4 or 5 rounds on a TKO. If the actual Iron Age is coming to an end, Iron Mike loses, and we go into the Bronze Age, with the possibility of, I think most people have a capacity to go stay in the go back, and I think go back in age, so they'll stay in the Bronze Age, but they'll be kind of they'll be like kings or lords, landlords of that area, so they just still live in, and like everyone will still live in squalor, but there'll be kings there. I'm not even kings, but there'll be landlords there, I guess. Or they move into the next age, which everybody finds themselves in princedoms, kind of like Katamari Damacy. You know Katamari? Beautiful Katamari Damacy, and the princedom. So everybody becomes a prince in essence in a Bronze Age. Or there might be people that would choose to go to the Silver Age. I can't imagine anybody wanting to go to the Gold Age, because that's just too much. Nobody has enough control of their mind anyways, just to be honest. So I think you think there will be people that will choose to go to the Silver Age, which will be, you'll be a student there. You won't. It'll be crazy, crystal cities and shit, but I don't think people will go there. I think a small number of people will. But the point is, if the Iron Age is to leave, I think Mike Tyson is a what is iron, train hard, iron. But he took some losses at the end of his career for a reason. Now he's going to fight again. He said the gods of war have put a fire in my belly again. I'm pretty sure that was exact words, but if I found his exact words, you could. But he said the gods of war put fire in him again. Is it to fire up the alchemical retort and make the next thing what comes after iron? Now, just watching him train and just knowing of what Mike Tyson is as a being, he could never really lose a fight to anyone. I don't care who. Mike Tyson would win every single at 54. I would put money on him against anyone. If it was like, all right, doesn't matter who it is, and it's a legitimate nobody is, there's no bookies, nobody's telling anybody to fall in any round. It's everybody put in your money. You find me the best fighter in the world, I'll take Mike Tyson. But because this is scripted, there's a chance that if the age were to change, then Roy Jones wins, probably in a later round that goes a little longer. Probably scripted to go to the 5th or 6th, and he wins by TKO, and something crazy happens. Something crazy. They'll script it, something real crazy happens. Like maybe Mike leans in too hard and catches an elbow, breaks his nose, kills him. Maybe something really weird happens. Somebody has a heart attack in the ring. Mike Tyson has a heart attack, dies in the ring, but it's off of a fucking punch. So like you think he's just knocked the fuck out and he dies. I was saying, but it wouldn't be for real. That would be the script. Does he die in the ring on camera? Oh shit! We watched the end of the Iron Age happen. Or does he get knocked out? Does he get knocked out and fall out of the ring? So then he's not in the ring, because the ring is Saturn. It's a squared circle, circling the square, squaring the circle. It's Masonic. Does he fall out of the ring, so he's outside of the time of Saturn? There's some scripting that's going to go on one of those ways. Does Roy fall out, or does he? If Mike Tyson gets knocked out of the ring and dies, I guarantee that could be. You heard me say it. Go ahead and write that shit down. If that happens, word is bond. Tell me if that happens, then we go into like the next age, like real quick. And it's good. It's a good next age. They'd have to script it that way. Because, I don't know. So funny, everybody's like, wow, Mike Tyson gonna fight again. Like, you want another Iron Age? Hey, I love Mike Tyson as much as anybody watching him fight. What a fucking beast. But he's 54, and you guys want to go through another Iron Age? People are like, oh, I wish Mike Tyson would fight again. Really? You want to go through that all again? Get to the point now that we're watching MMA fights where women are fighting in the MMA. That's insane. It's fucking retarded. And some of these are dudes. Some of these women are, look at this dude. Look at this dude. These dudes that get like sex change operations that are fighting in the women's class, and you're like, that is not a woman. That is not a woman. That is a dude that got his dick cut off. 100% on God, on fact. Facts on facts on stacks on stacks on racks on fucking word is bond. Some of these bitches used to be dudes. They told you about the WNBA. They told you about the WNBA. Joanna Man, they made a movie about it. You know, white chicks. The fucking. I mean, what? WNBA, the Joanna Man. Come on. I've been around basketball courts. I've been to collegiate universities with college, basketball and women's basketball. I've walked through many cities. Where's all these tall bitches? Where they all at? Ain't nowhere. Ain't nowhere to be found. How they got so many in the WNBA? Where'd they come from? Because they men. They men with their dicks cut off. Why they look like that in the women's fight? Why women are even fighting? Seriously, relax. You're not supposed to be fighting. You're supposed to be like, I don't know. You're supposed to be breastfeeding, coddling, making love, doing comfortable things. You're supposed to be a swin wit. You're supposed to be a woman healer. Now you're just gonna whoop other women's asses and have dudes with chopped off dicks come up and beat up women. Weird shit, man. Finn, exactly. Thank you for saying it that way. Exactly. Christ is yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing. If people they immediately get uneasy if you say Christ or this, and because they don't understand. You're not saying that some fucking guy from some fucking book was walking the fucking in Egypt. It was fucking this fuck. That's not what we're saying. So that's why, for me, for the most part, I try to leave Christ. As soon as I say Christ, I'm like, I mean, it's cross. It means it's a title. It's something that's within you. It's an imagination. It's go listen to this. It's not. It's not. Just because it's partly in the Bible, it's also partly in the Quran, and it's partly in the Bhagavad Gita. It's partly in, it's partly in a recipe book. It's partly in my pictorial guide to acupuncture. It's partly in the tarot cards. You know what I mean? Why not the golden age, Tom? Because the golden age would mean you would just sit in the seat of heaven, and you would have no experience. It would be like pure cosmic bliss of just energy, and you would have no more experience. Like, you go there for a little bit if you've done any psychedelics, if you've done things that are of a high order, high magnitude of energetics, then it does feel like you're floating. It does feel like you're in another realm. It does feel pretty, let's do that. Like, you ever have Kundalini and all of a sudden you're just like, hey, you're just drooling in joy. No, I'm talking like even higher than that. That'd be a golden age where you'd have to maintain and be able to project yourself into, you could project yourself into other realms of less density, while maintaining that. Most people you can't just jump from this age to that age. It doesn't work like that. It can't work like that. You can see it, they'll bring you into it, and they'll say, hey, this is cool. You're like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But if you stay here, you never see anybody again. Like, everything is complete. You'd become mind fucked. You'd just be like, oh, this is so great, it feels so good, but you would still be like, okay, it's just you, or do you there's still people and aspects of you and people that are on other realms. Are you going to go back down and help them so they can see this, or do you want to just sit here forever and you go, oh, fuck, and it'd be a universal conundrum, and that's what happens to God every time. You go up and you enjoy those things, and then you go, yep, I will intensify myself and come back down and help other aspects of myself out. God became man, so man could become God, so he could come down and she, whatever you come back in, whatever vessel you want to jump into. You come back down. Come on, let's go. There's a golden age there, but we still, hey, as we bring everybody up. Okay, everybody. Okay, now, okay, we firewall off the last Iron Age. Iron Age, that's for somebody else to deal with. Now we're only Bronze Age and up. Wow, great, out of that Iron Age. But nobody would be stuck, go and get stuck in the Golden Age. Silver Age is probably like Crystal Cities and wildly awesome technology. We'd have understood what technology's use was, and you'd see it that way. This next age, I think, is the building on that. We're starting to realize like how dumb these systems are that we've been using to enslave people that are supposed to be freeing us from silliness, freeing us from just moot shit, just work that we don't need to be doing. There's a reason we make tools, to make things. Who doesn't like to be on a jet ski? Without technology, you never have a jet ski. Go get on a jet ski. Tell me you're not having fun. That's a joy. It's fucking amazing. Can't really get hurt unless you're a complete moron, but it's awesome. And you can make them safer. And you could, there's all sorts of things you could do. You can make that even more fun and safer. Yeah. Oh shit, technology is pretty awesome, ain't it? So there's a lot of things we can do with technology, but then we just would stop using it to enslave people. And I think, and between the economic systems and the way they've been working, and the way we've been enslaved to technology, it flips. It has to. That's what the next age will be. Get iron-minded people. We gotta do everything with hammers. If there's a problem in the world, we fix it with a hammer, no matter what the problem is. Pretty ridiculous. If you have a hammer, but if in the next age, in the Bronze Age, the copper Bronze Age, well, as you have a bunch of different tools at your disposal. So now all of a sudden you just like, oh, not only do I have a hammer, I have a screwdriver, and you have a whole bag, you have a whole tools everywhere. Oh shit. Now it doesn't think become much different. I think that's what happened. Yeah, simplicity, patience, all of that. All of that is great, and people need to have that. But there's also the wonderful world of complexities and making games and puzzles and things and here let's run through this labyrinth. Let's make these mazes. Let's make these. I don't know if you've ever seen this dude. He's like a magician, and he always does. He loves games. He loves puzzles and shit. People send him like the impossible puzzle. Here's how you get they'll hand you a box and they'll give you one clue, and here's how you need to get it. And this box will be this big, and it's like you open this and then click it over here, and this pops out over here, and you got a key that tell you. And the whole thing is like crazy complicated puzzle. So that would be that'd be fun, right? It wouldn't be like you have to, but it would be one aspect of of technology in the future that would more fun games. It wouldn't be like everything is such a fucking. It's like, running through a maze to get a slice of cheese. It'd be like, you can get fed and you don't need to play the game. Like, it's not like that. And people would find it different. They would find humor and joy in doing these things that are advancing the mind, advancing the way that we think. Yeah, Finn, you should go read my. Funny enough, somebody was writing about this the other day, and I was like, oh man, you should go read my zenalchemist.wordpress.com. Zenalchemist.wordpress.com, and go read. I think I wrote it in 2013, maybe. I think in 2012, 2013. And look up Our Gold is Not the Common Gold. It's called PB to AU. Or to not be lead, but to be gold. And there's a bit of a transmutation of. Well, I didn't really get into the transmutation of mercury into gold, but lead into gold, and lead being to be lead somewhere, and also lead being what a pencil is, and lead being something that's a weight. Yeah. Finn, what are the benefits of gold? Well, it's a double-edged sword, because some consider the movie Dune, which was supposed to come out re-released this year, not re-released, but they remade it. Dune, funny enough. The whole thing was trying to find the melange spice, and that spice was akin to gold that made people's eyes glow. So you can still become addicted to it. I think there are plenty of purposes for gold. I mean, think of why were these ancient why was gold everywhere in ancient Egypt? They weren't just digging it up; they were producing it. They were making it. They were almost certainly using mercury and putting high voltage through mercury and turning it into gold. Think about it. What is one of the most malleable substances? Gold. It's a soft metal. What is mercury? It's a liquid. It's a liquid metal. Really weird, but you can add certain elements to it to solidify it. And if you throwing voltage through things, pretty interesting. Why do they put these on these capstones? You know, why is gold so? It must have a purpose. So between gold, silver, mercury's gold, silver, and copper, and there's a couple other. There's one interesting one that is a green gold. It's called electrum. Look up electrum. Maybe I'll do a whole video on it. Electrum is it's a silver gold alloy that is found in nature apparently, but I think it was probably, you find it because it probably was part of these structures that were built in past times as you start to look more into the mud floods, and maybe this whole realm was hit with plasma apocalypse. There was electricity and things started melting. That maybe they had a giant alchemy lab on Earth. Maybe there was they were forging certain materials, and something exploded. I mean, you've heard of, like, people have small chemistry fires. Mix this with this and you'll have a fucking explosion. Maybe somebody did something wrong in a really complex explosion, or a really complex experiment, and they blew up an entire system. And that's what you see as the capstones blown off, and all of where did the marble go? It didn't just fall apart. That just got destroyed. That was a capacitor that got destroyed. And what if that happened on an alchemical level? And that what we see as electrum, which is a gold and silver alloy. What if they were trying to mix gold, silver, mercury, and something else together, and they used maybe a wrong. They were throwing a certain voltage through it, and then they added a certain alloy to it. And if they're doing this on a mass scale, it could have fried a system out. It could have blown up. It could have done something to the ether. The etheric, the plasma ether around us, it's obviously energetically charged. Tesla shows you this, whether you believe in Tesla or not. Because I certainly have my suspects, my suspicions about what Tesla is, who he was, how it is. If he did exist, he's just backwards mapping some ancient technology, but I think he was just photolapsed. I don't believe he'd existed. There's a lot of reasons for that. Why did he die old and without anything? This is a story they're trying to give you to say, don't try to change the world. We got this covered. Remember what was the story too? He wanted to do business with somebody for AC and DC technology. Because he was talking about alternating current, and then what happened? The people that had the money didn't want to lose power, because they realized what he wanted to do was free people, give them free energy. And so what the story is, if you try to do that, we'll just make sure you die old, broke, and alone, because they're like, nope, that's just Westinghouse. Remember the whole story with Westinghouse? If that's just a story, what if that's just the story? Just to get people to, because they lied on him. If he did exist, they lied on him on what AC would do. Oh, he's killing animals, he's make all this happen. And in fact, it wasn't AC doing it. It was DC doing it. Direct current. And there's even more allegory if you understand what AC is, Atlantic City, and what DC is, District of Columbia. Direct current is the government directing something. Very demonstrative. Very, very dangerous. Direct current is very dangerous. DC only works in certain systems. AC, alternating current, is safer, and it's more balanced. It has to be. It alternates. That's what Atlantic City is. That's what the casinos do. It's even why a casino is called a CASINO. What are those elements? Look up CASINO. Look it up. Those are 3 elements. And what do you win when you go to the casino? Gold, coin, silver. Yeah. Oh, oh, Mike Tyson's. Well, I love that fucking dude. He's really great human. No matter what character he plays, he's awesome. He's hilarious, cool dude, like funny as fuck, cool guy. But I think if he's playing, he's been playing the system for a while, playing in the system. What do you think about people still stuck in three? Like right now, I mean, I don't think anybody's outside of 3D right now. Where do most people are working within the fourth or fifth dimension. And what is the fourth or fifth dimension? Three dimensions means in physicality. Everything is physical. They're not playing with metaphysics. Metaphysics is the fourth and fifth dimension, meaning time and space. That's the fourth and fifth dimension. It's not some extra like, ooh, crazy shit. So physicality is third dimension. It's 3D. Here it is. It's all there. It's physicality. Well, if I have this, I can make this. That's what they see. If you're working in time, you go, okay, well, it will come to pass that this will happen this way. So that you'd be a time lord in that way. I can profit and see the future and how that will function. And I can see all of this will hit the. Go watch. Robert Downey Jr. when he's the old detective. What the hell is the name of it? The British dude. I don't know why they already made two of them. I think the third one was supposed to come out this year. Anyways, when he's boxing something, he's doing something, he can see every single move that will happen ahead of time. So he's playing with time. He can see time. Where people that are using telekinesis in real time are actually spatial lords. They work in space. They can move energy with their hands and their mind in a way that other people can't. Because they're just like, I can adjust something that's at a distance from me. They're using energetics in a different way. They're using energy to push that. Whereas a Time Lord is going, all right, I will move objects, but I'm not going to do it with this type of power. I'm going to do it in a different way. It's different types of mentalism. Fourth and fifth dimension mentalism. That's how it works. Sherlock Holmes. Thank you, Sherlock Holmes. That was the movie. Yeah, when he's playing this game where he'll be like, and chop to the throat. This drops. Oh, over here it's, and then he goes through those steps. He's usually like at 90% right. I mean, there's a couple things that might not function perfectly, but he's using Time Lord tactics. Like okay, so when I was slapboxing this dude yesterday, I'd walk up there. I would pick a posture, elephant, whatever it was, and then I would look at what his stance was, and I would already know the next three moves because I could dope him into making the first move that I already had. If I step here, I know what his next move is, and that will give me three moves out of that. There's kind of that kind of shit. Then that's kind of what playing with time is versus playing with spatial regioning or spatial energy means. Like Mike Tyson's a space lord, meaning he'll step where he wants and just walk through you. There was, it's like sometimes where you put the iron vest on or the iron helmet. Like there was a couple times I dropped my fist and I just walked with my face at him and just walk through whatever he's doing. That's like space wars. Like doesn't matter. It's like immovable. What happens when an immovable object and a irresistible force hit? That kind of feeling, where you just assume that everything is movable, just unstoppable. Or you could just move things out of the way, jump over this, under this, around this. That's Time Lord shit. Have you heard the Sage Zen encounters with Earth? No, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah. Yeah, hey Tom, I hear you on that. I think it's just a matter of time before in general, the first thing they need to do is detach from the sense that, look, when people say to live in the fifth in 5D, it's not saying that they're living in 5D. You're living in 3D. You're not going to escape that. You don't escape that. This is here, and we like that. I like this. I like my purple chair. It's made out of velvet. It's cush. It's big. I'm nice. I'm good at this. I can sit here, meditate in this. I can sit all sorts of different directions. It's a great couch for a lot of things. A great chair for a lot of things. So I like this physicality. I like nice things. I like space. I like what's filled within the space. But it's about getting to the point of realizing that's only what occurs after the mind. So when people get into the fourth and fifth dimension, it's using your mind as the place to create the physicality. You're still in 3D, and no one's going to ever say, "Well, no, I'm living in the fifth dimension." You know what? When somebody comes up to me and says they're living in the fifth dimension, I slapped them in the face. I was like, "How did that fifth dimensionally feel the same here in the third dimension? Because you're standing here in front of me, and I know that hurt. I know your ego just got busted, and your face kind of stingy right now. Because no one's living in the fifth dimension. They produce from there what's occurring here. That's the point of getting people to that point, you know, to know that their mind is pushing things in space, and your mind is adjusting the future to get things to come to you, because you still interact with physicality, but physicality becomes a secondary system, not the primary system. See, one way, physicality creates everything. The other way, physicality creates the mind. The other way, the mind creates physicality. That's the transition people need to make. It's a tough one. I don't live that way all the time. Nobody here does. There's nobody that you can't. It's even if you're great at living and doing things from 5D, you still put yourself here to enjoy these things. Yeah, and people that are like, "Oh, I'm living in 5D," like, no, not really, because I see you driving your car around. I see you doing all these things where you're not meditative in 5D. You always compress things out of another dimension into this three-dimensional form. I hope that makes sense. What's up, Tony Fauci? What's up, man? Hope your painting is going well, man. When you first said you were starting a painting company, I didn't realize it was like painting houses and shit. I thought it was like artwork and stuff. But that's yeah, that's awesome, man. I like the fucking graphics, man. Finn, I like it, man. I like that. Yeah, natural magic. Yeah, natural magic. The best part of natural magic is it's the thing that people say always these days. Trust in the process. Trust the process. Natural magic is knowing alchemy, knowing that the result of this, and you can 100 times over, if you use this type of wood and this type of water, that will happen. There's nothing going to change that. And then somebody will build a boat and they'll use the wrong kind of wood and be like, it didn't work. Your magic sucks. I was like, what kind of wood did I tell you to use? And they'd be like, I used oak. Like, oak is too hard. It's not going to swell from the water. Like, well, but you said use wood. I said no. I said use birch. I said use hornbeam. I said use this. He said no. I thought you said use wood. I said I told you what wood to use. I didn't. I told you the specific wood to use. That's magic. You wonder why magicians use a holy wood, a holly tree. Do you wonder why they put a do you wonder why they'll take a piece of copper and they'll take a crystal like this. Oh, here's a nice one. Do you wonder why? Do you wonder why they put these together? I told you to use a quartz crystal, not a blue um, topaz. You know, a purple topaz. I didn't tell you to use that one. It doesn't have the same. Doesn't have the same frequency. It's not going to work. See, natural magic is having a very, and the next level of magic is trusting in that you actually picked up the right thing, that you don't even need to think about it. You could feel it. That's like sensitivity. Ooh, see, I just touched the screen. Sensitivity training. See, sometimes you throw too much electric through your hands and things happen. See, I just was trying to move the screen up. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's the thing, Finn. That problem there is the same problem that people have when you say trust in God. They're saying a very similar thing. Most of them have to have they have idol worship or a book worship, and they don't really trust God. They trust an idea of some image of some dude named Jesus, which is retarded, and it will still get them what they want sometimes, but they still don't really trust. But when you tell somebody to trust the universe, even though it's saying a very, very similar thing, if not this exact same thing, you're saying to like blind faith, and meaning not. It's not you're blind. It's not that you have. It's just that you know it will occur. You can't. Somebody that has observed the universe, observed what was going on right now, what the TV's saying, what these people are doing. These I can't even walk in this motherfucking restaurant down here. I can't even. I can't go in the store without a mask. I can't. I can't. There's no music. I can't do this. I can't do that. What the fuck? And these people are like wilding out. And there's like violence over here. Fucking people acting a fool over here. And you go trust the universe. Trust the universe. You see what the fuck is going on? That's a large gap to jump across. You gonna ask somebody that's been living in this world that's just downtrodden and beat up by this world to a degree, and to go and have faith that the universe will always work in your favor. Right. You get that's why you got to get people in there early on that path, because then it's easy. Because then they already work with magic, because they expect nothing else. Why wouldn't I have a, you know? It's getting people that are already like fucking. This is all bullshit and everything's fucked up and da 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 da. This is why only occasionally do roses grow out of cracks in sidewalks. That's the story. But I live in New Orleans. And if you look at our sidewalks, there's trees here. And the roots say, fuck you, sidewalk. And everybody walking around here just goes, yep, fuck that sidewalk. And they're going to be pushing their baby on this stroller. And they're like, oh, we got something go over here. There's a bump here. The tree is like, fuck this. So those are big flowers right there. And that, you know, other cities, they clean everything up. Flatten the sidewalk. Burn this, you know, there's no flowers. There ain't no flowers going to go through there. A tree's going to go through there. Tree's not even near there. Now trees will like, the roots will come up and be like, look, get this shit out the way. Yeah, your feet on the ground, your head in the sky. Dude, do you enjoy magic? Are you saying that as a like are you being facetious? Yeah, I mean, natural magic happens every day. You know, it's interesting when you're just like looking around for it, and it's like, oh, isn't that wonderful? I like it when people allow for it. Like there's just, you know, when something weird's happening, you're just like, oh, something good will happen here. Somebody will, you know, see something and they'll work us, you know, that I like. But then sometimes you're surrounded by too many people that are into their. It's like, you know, it's a real thing, like the Muggles and the, you know, the Earth, the people that just don't see it, and they're just so. Rah, rah, rah. It's like people that sit around and film something happening rather than actually help it, you know. Like, put your fucking phone down and do something about that. Like, yeah. Tom Porter, yeah. Well, Tom, next time you go watch the clouds, why don't you cloud bust? Why don't you go there and stare at a cloud and erase it? Go, and just focus on it and just go. And just make it dissipate. Try that if you never have before. It's pretty awesome. Start with small ones. Start with small ones, because you don't want you to. It should only take about a minute or so when you really are focused. You could just get the breathing in there, and you can dissipate clouds pretty quickly. And then you can start moving air. I like to do the chime tree because it's very apparent when I start to do something. I'll be able to hear the results of the wind moving because it will be the chimes. But you can move the clouds, erase that pretty easily. Yep, there you go, Finn. You move clouds. Yeah, I know. I'm just go erase it. I'll do it first with my finger, before my eye, and then I'll move that and just focus on it and move it. Yeah, change it, get rid of it. I usually just get rid of them, but then work on other ones and just cut them in half or something. It's pretty interesting. It was funny. I was years and years ago. I lived in North Carolina. I lived in Kill Devil Hills, and I was sitting at this bar. Met these cool people on the rooftop deck. We're just throwing back some Budweisers in the afternoon, just getting toasty. And I was like, and the clouds kind of came through, kind of screwed up our sunshine. I was like, so I was there with my girlfriend at the time. I was like, we should get rid of those clouds. Like, they're like, yeah, that'd be great if you could. I was like, oh, we can get rid of those clouds. Watch. I was like, look at that cloud right there. I'm gonna erase it right now. So my girlfriend could do this too. She's like, all right. I was like, let's erase that one. And like, they kind of laugh. I was like, watch. And I go, A minute goes by. They're like, what the fuck? Nah, you got lucky. I was like, nah. We'll just pick another one. Pick one. So I do this again. How the fuck you do that? I was like, you can do it. And so I was like, just focus, just pick one yourself, and just in your mind, picture that cloud not being there and erase it. Just erase your finger and then do it. I was like, I ain't gonna do it. You do it. Pick one. And they did. They're like, holy shit. I was like, you think it's 3 times? It's not luck. I was like, so yeah. So we got rid of some clouds and the sun came back out. Pretty cool. Oh, the air current. Well, the air currents are interesting because there's levels to the air currents. I usually adjust ones right around me. Um, but yeah, there's levels. Like the air current could be going this way here and then swirl on this one. So you have like even the layers of clouds. You got the ones beneath and the ones above. Those are interesting. Yeah, I've never really tried to make them bigger. Um, just because I like the sunshine usually. Yeah, Finn, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. I'm pretty sure I'm subbed to your channel, but I don't. I'm gonna have to redo the notifications. Like anytime I sub to somebody, I immediately put notifications on. But as per usual, that doesn't always happen. It'll get shut off to certain channels. I'm like, I haven't heard from this person. And I was like, oh, they just made like 30 videos. I wonder why I didn't see any of them. Subscriptions on, but the thing's off. Other people, I've had plenty of people like, dude, I'm not even subbed to your shit anymore. Like, I don't even know how that happened. I don't get notifications. Yeah. Yeah, the stars and shit. I usually am too close to light pollution, because I live in cities. The times that I've lived away from a city, it was pretty cool. I lived in I lived in the forest. Like lived in a tree house in the forest, so I could see stars. And I lived at the ocean side of well, I didn't really live. I guess it was an island. I wouldn't call it. It was still part of Kill Devil Hills, I guess. Well, I lived on the sound side, but the just walked over the ocean side, and I could see entire Milky Way pretty much every night. You know, like it's purple and blue and just like split in the sky. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you get outside of New Orleans and to any degree in either direction, like you can quickly get to somewhere where you could probably see you're not getting any light pollution. But I always lived kind of. I mean, I could go to the park and get a little bit of night sky because it's a little bit. It's pretty big. If I go that way a little bit north, I could probably see some stars out there. But yeah, man. Let me see if I can. Can I just make sure that I'm sub 2 by pushing on this? That's silly. No. Hmm. I'm not subbed. Okay, makes sense. Here, I'll do it right now. Dude. Extra computers are great. Multitasking, even though there's no such thing as multitasking. Can't really multitask. This right now. Finn, are you also just Finn, right? Finn and Finn Skywatch, right? You're the same Finn, right? I don't have Finn and Finn Sky, right? Finn Sky Scanner Brighton. It says I'm sub to you, man. It says, yeah, I'm sub to you, and the notifications are on, but I do not get. It said, look at, I'm already sub to you. See, and it's already on, and literally it says you got a week ago, 3 days ago. I don't get notification. It says it right here. I'm already, yeah, I've been connected to you. That's so fucking funny. See this kind of bullshit. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at your videos. Yeah, so I mean, the last week, 3 days, I've looked at broad day. 3 months ago, I have one video that I viewed of yours. Then after that, yeah, I should note it. I look at my shit every day. I should see. Yeah, there we go. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay, well, I got. I'm linked with you there. Oh shit, Auschwitz. Hmm. Oh. Oh man, I got to show you guys a. Well, maybe I'll just wait till later. Or I could do it now. I don't know. Kind of want to go outside, but maybe I'll do it later, where I'll do a Zoomy class, and I'll show you some signs that are up around Indiana University that a friend of mine took, and they're ridiculous. They're completely fucking ridiculous. I'll show you one right now. See if you can see it. Empathy, always in style. Mask up, IU. Empathy. It's it's empathetic to wear a mask. That's the propaganda they're selling them. Kindness. Kindness looks good on you. They're implying that you have no empathy and no kindness if you don't wear a mask. Wow. It's insane. It's crazy, right? That's the implication. If you do not wear a mask, you are not kind, you're not empathetic, and you hate life, you hate humans. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, base stars. I know, fucking base stars. Base, how low can you go? It is. It is quite hilarious. Oh. Hope you guys like the new way I'm rocking my bandana these days. It's better than a full on stocking cap when I want to sleep in, like for my sleeping cap, because this way that's a little air in here. Stoned and tired. I'm right now. I feel like I gotta take a dump. I gotta take a dump, but there's like enough people here. I'll continue to. It's not that much pressure, I suppose. Could work through this. I should not have eaten. I should not have eaten that egg and cheese sandwich. Uh, but I do want another beer. So give me a second. I'll be right back. That was crazy talk, man. That's crazy. Crazy fucking talk. Bought an 18 pack of Pabs yesterday. Apparently, I don't have any left. I mean, there was two of us drinking, so I had two this morning. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, drank fucking. I mean, I had a couple shots yesterday too. Bobby's PBR, so it's fucking. What is PBR, like 3.8% or something? You know what I would say? If if you were to do, I think if you were to do a blind taste test with all what is considered shit beer, I would say that PBR would be up there. In people would say that's a better beer. I would say blind taste test. Budweiser would be down the thing. Bud Light would definitely be way down there. High Life would be near the top, I think. Bush would be near the bottom. Um, have you ever had a Jenny Cream Ale? It's a cream ale. It's a really weird beer, but cream ales are very interesting. A good one is good though. It's like I had that was like one of my first beers ever. I was like, this shit is weird. Gives you really weird diarrhea. Okay. Yeah, beer o'clock for you, Siggy. Session beer. Well, I mean, yeah, you have session beers, and you have safety beers. I never heard, but a safety beer is like under 4%. A session beer is between 4 and 6%. If you just want to sit down and have a solid 6 pack with somebody, you know, a session. Gina's not for nothing, but I'm pretty high. um, yeah, you got to go a little deeper with that, Tom. What do I think about someone's pupils are almost fully black? Oh. One of mine is almost all black. Do you mean when their eyes open up? That I mean their pupils bigger, or do you mean that their eye color is almost black? Cause my best friend's eyes are brown, so brown they're almost black. She's Indian, so it's just what the color of her eyes are, I guess. So when their pupils are too big, it means they've eaten a lot of mushrooms and they can see things. Their eyes. If you can see the tops and bottoms of someone's whites in their eyes, that person's crazy. Get the fuck away from them. I'm telling you, like this is ancient. You know. You see somebody that you can see that their eyes are like this. The person is a psychopath. This is not just subjective. This is not me just going, oh, that's just I don't like people like that. No, like I think even plenty of studies on this. They're absolutely insane people. Stereophonic people, or they're on a lot of drugs. The good drugs that open up your pupils, though, like mushrooms and shit, you're letting more light in. Small amounts of mushrooms they were initially good, so you can see in the dark and you can see more lights, more colors. You get the spectral difference. This is why things become so bright, and you can see different colors actually. So when you say, "Oh, I can see shit," and you're well, because your eyes are open, you're letting more light into your cones and rods in the back, and you're being able to see a different frequency. Um, yeah, I can see different things. And it's very fun. It's very funny that this eye right here. I'll show you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't bother me. This one over here. It always stays that size. Scanner. See, my eyes are different colors. Scanner darkly. Scanner lightly. This one moves. This one does not. So it's why you know why pirates. You know why pirates have an eye patch, right? Pirates have an eye patch, so they keep their eye covered all day, so that way when they're on the poop deck, that the sun doesn't change the focus of that eye, and they're able to see in dark. So when they go below deck, because they didn't have flashlights, they go below deck and they could take that patch off and then be able to see downstairs with that eye, where this one sees a different set of colors, because this was for the sunlight in the brightness, and this one was for the darkness below deck. Sun gazing pirate, yeah. You get a whole different set of frequencies. Yeah. Mine just stay this way. Weird. He's like, he's a fucking robot. I knew it. I knew he trained to do that. No. It's like those weird things that just so happened early in my life when I cut my cornea. I cut my cornea and it healed. I can see. I don't have 20/20 vision perfectly, all the time. Sometimes a little more blurry than others, but it's not. I don't have trouble seeing things. Uh, but it keeps my pupil the same size. You put light in it, or you have no light. It's the same size. Oh, the corn. I would never wish that upon anyway, man. You ate about a pound of shrooms. Okay, Finn. You're obviously a bit exaggerating on about a pound. I'm guessing. You would have been if you ate a pound of mushrooms. You probably could have got. You probably just floated over and hung out anywhere you wanted. You'd be like, hey, I'm just gonna go off to another fucking planet right now. A pound. A cereal box of dried? That literally would be a pound. A quarter is a shit ton. Which is 7.5 grams. That's not even, you're not even near. An ounce is 16, or a pound is 16 ounces. An ounce would have most people, an ounce of mushrooms would have most people, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think they would exist anymore. If you're gonna hand, I mean, yeah, they're gigantic. Yeah, you can see other things. You can see different realms. Yeah, there's reasons that will happen. Curiosity, health in general, just being healthier helps your pupils to be bigger. Sun gazing. Blood red sky. I mean, the red October, the red October is really interesting. All of the connections to October was happening. Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, like mushrooms like that. I am not. I would not in any way call myself like. I jokingly say like I'm a mushroom god. That's why I don't eat mushrooms because they're my people. So I can't eat my people. But um, that's I don't even. So basically, you would have just like ate those, and Terrence would be like, "Oh my." You probably were just hanging out with Terrence. Was like, "Well, have fun, enjoy your journey." um, yeah, I've it's, all substances because I find all substances to be psychedelic. That it's just weird that what I'd wonder. I'd love to do a study. I mean, we could do a short study on this with everybody that comes to my channel. I could start doing a little bit of what is your what is your fire sign, your sun sign, and what is your I mean, I guess the moon sign works too. I mean, I guess it's sun and moon signs, but sun would be more important for this. And what substance do you enjoy? What do you work with? So is it liquid? Is it ganja, smoking? Is it eating, like mushrooms or edible things? So those are the three substances. Fire is just the transmuted force. There's nobody who eats fire. Well, maybe, but it's again. So they'll be basically. I wonder how that lines up with people's signs. Do you enjoy and do you like things that are more smokable, more edible, or more drinkable? Like I'm an air side. I'm a double air, I think, but not being adopted is hard to tell. But I think most people would assume that my sun and moon are both Gemini, um, and it does seem like when I look it up, I think that's when I was born. I have an inkling I was born at a certain hour. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look it up that way. So I'm a Gemini sun, Gemini moon, and Libra rising, which is why most people will never figure out like that. I don't see how they don't see the Gemini. I mean, after I tell them, they go, "Oh, you're fucking nuts." I was like, "Yeah." But they find Libra first, almost always. Most people don't even guess Gemini. It's really weird. But yeah, I'm an air sign, but as much as I do like inhaling substances, especially like weed. When I say inhale, like weed, air, that would be air to me. Um, Much more, I really like alcohol, like all varieties of it. I like the socialization of it. Like weed to me is like, okay, you smoke and you're high, and then you're just fucking with everybody when you're there on high together, and it's kind of like, all right, it's cool, I like it, but there's a whole camaraderie that goes along with drinking, that you go on a journey together. Drinking is a journey with someone where it takes a while. Everybody's like, having a drink, and they get to know aspects of them, and like they open up a little more, and they're crazy like this, and emotional like this. You get to see all different aspects of them. That's why I like drinking. With weed, it's either okay, you're here, and now you're here. It's kind of you kind of miss the whole thing. And with edibles, it's always like, well, kind of waiting. It could be anything, mushrooms, psychedelics, even eating weed, whatever. You're just like, okay, you're sitting around, you're kind of like waiting together, kind of like it's kind of like sitting at a train station, like, are you ready to take this trip? You're like, oh, I don't know, I hate airplanes. You've had an airplane, I hate airplanes. I'm scared of them. Like, oh, don't be scared. They're actually there's no gas in those things. They're not really gassing you up. Don't be scared. And then you're like off to the yeah. I don't know. I still prefer drinking. It's more earth based. As much of an air sign as I like earth based things. So I think alcohol, because it's a combination of earth and water, which are two signs that I try to get to know. You it's very interesting. Air things to me are very yeah. The the cellular salts when you're born. So the 2 months after me are July and August. So The two signs after me are the ones that I don't, that are the three signs after me. You know, obviously, it would be fire, water, and earth. Those three things. So if you're a fire sign, then you're missing air, earth, and water, right? And so that I think that's an interesting. I think that probably goes into what people enjoy ingesting. Mm. Cheers. Salud. Uh, Still, yep. Ugh. You're not one to sit and boast about weird things. No, I don't think you're boasting. I just think it's an experience. I'm not. I'm not. Hey, Finn, I'm not. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying like that just seems crazy. That's just like to me like maybe it's the type of mushroom and the amount of um, whatever substance gets you high in certain types of mushrooms. Like you normally say mushrooms, you mean basically two kinds. You would not take as much amanita as you would take gold caps that come off of cow shit versus ones that come off of different. You know, it'd be a different dosage, and some of them are heavier, some of them are. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying I don't know the difference like that. Oh, Tom, 8 grams. That's crazy. That's how we'd split a quarter. I mean, do 8 the piece, like 3.5 grams. And that was. I never did any super heroic things with mushrooms. With other substances? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. I hear you say. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, there are mushrooms and there are mushrooms. Yeah, I've done mushrooms, so it was not. You don't need. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Tom. Thank you for Tom gets it. And Tom is as much of a straight edge as it comes. But yes, any substance is psychedelic, and the amount and how psychedelic it is. Anything that you put in your body is transmutes something, it changes energy. But to the level when people say psychedelic, they mean like a full on like alteration of consciousness. That's what they most people. That's what they're implying. I'm saying, you know, microdosing is still microdosing a psychedelic. You know, taking a shot of a beer or wine or smoking something or eat it all it still is. If you take a lot of alcohol, you are tripping. Yeah, really. If you take a lot of weed, it's just the what trip is. What's your journey? It's time. Let's go picking. Taurus sun, Virgo moon, and smoking. So you're Taurus is Earth, and Virgo is what is Virgo? I forget which sign Virgo is. See, I should. I'm probably gonna take a couple days off of making videos and just study astrology for real, because I make so many videos on it and I know it inside out. I just don't. I always forget because I've never sat down and say, oh, this sign is this and this is what it. I've never done that part of it. Taurus, everything, yeah, everything. There you go. That's right, Tom. Everything should lead to some sort of enlightenment. Oh, Jay Marley, what's up, man? Tyson was born June 30th, 66. Interesting. So he was born on in a way you could call that 666. He got three sixes and nines all over there, huh? I didn't see that, Jay. Um, so he is comes right after. What's July? Gemini and then Cancer. He's a Cancer. He's Cancer. What's up, Inferno? We at 2:30 in here. We're on a whole nother talk right now, man. Just look up the word sovereign. Look that up, and then look up the word citizen. It's two different words. So that's a long talk, and I've already covered it, so I'm not doing it again right now, man. That's crazy, yeah. Some of you actually are neighbors. That's so weird. It was really weird for me the first time that in public somebody noticed me. It was really weird because I'm like, I know people listening. If I have this many subs, I must have at least this many people that have heard me and this many people have seen me do this shit. Um, but the first time that somebody was like, "Yo, Zen," I was like, what up, yo?" So I'm just assuming it's somebody that got drunk with at the bar last night or last week, and they remember my name because I look like me and my name's Zen, so it's pretty easy to remember. Where if like I meet hundreds of people a week, I'm just like, I fucking don't remember who this is. So I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he goes, "What's up, man? How you doing?" And so I walk over and I'm like, it's like, fuck, where do I know this dude from? I was like, he doesn't look familiar. I was like, man, when's the last time I got fucking totally shit canned at one of these bars? Probably a couple days ago. He goes, I know you from your YouTube. I was like, oh, for real? I was like, no shit. Well, that's crazy. But like he noticed me from like across the street. And I was like, I don't even think at the time when I was making videos anybody knew I was from New Orleans. I was walking down the street, I was like, yo, Zen. Like, oh shit. So yeah, I went out and had a, I don't think the next day, I think I hooked up with him, went out and had some drinks, talked some shit. Cool guy, cool guy. It's really weird though. And then obviously there must be people that know they don't know each other, but they're like, I am a common linkage between them. That's weird. You both in UK too. I guess there are more free thinkers in Brighton than could have been. Yeah. Yeah. Can't. So yeah. Kansas. Staying fresh, man. Yeah. Got up, had a snack, having some beers. Are you a woman? At first, hey Finn, when he said, it said, awesome, it's time. Are you a woman? I thought it said, or a goy. You fucking goy. You goyim. Oh, you fucking goyim. I don't know why that's such a funny word to me. You going to get cookies? That's so funny. When I went to the kitchen, I was leaning on getting a piece of chocolate myself. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna drink these beers. What's up, Joey Scott? Uh-huh. Well, I guess. Hold on, guys. I think I might even end up. I might not even end up going to the park because. Oh shit! Just a little. Just to let you guys. There's a hurricane. Well, because the hurricane season apparently has been so many of them. They're now not even using names anymore. They're just using um, letters from the Greek alphabet. So we're on Hurricane Delta. And Hurricane Delta is coming into the Gulf. This one appears to be going to the west of New Orleans. It almost always happens. It goes to the left or to the right of New Orleans. Um, Almost to Houston. It's hit Houston a few times in the past few years, but usually in between New Orleans and Houston, and New Orleans and the coastal region of Florida. So like in like Alabama and um, was it Mississippi's right there? Yeah, it's usually kind of just divides. I think it's just because of the city and the way that if you got big buildings, the wind's not going to pick up when it hits the buildings. It can't really. So coastal cities barely ever can really get hit. I mean, in Florida they can because the way they cycle in, they always spin clockwise, and it comes in behind the city. So like on the inside of the coast, they spin around and hit the city from the other direction with the winds, which is very funny. The winds are coming from uh, the northwest to the south east. That's the way the winds will hit the cities on the inside of Florida. On the outside of Florida is the winds are coming from the southeast into the northwest. Make sense? because of the spinning. Yeah. I always end up in the Gulf though, huh? So, oh yeah. Anyways, I was getting at. So I was gonna look outside. The whole point of that is I think it's kind of, it's a little, it's looking a little, perhaps, it's looking a little grim outside. I'm gonna have to look up what they're saying. I have to look up what they're saying about the weather. Apparently, it's supposed to be tomorrow morning. It's supposed to hit somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know. So no, if it does, it might start raining right now. It's kind of moist. I can feel it's like a warm moisture outside. But my knuckles, I can always tell in my hands. I get a little bit feeling arthritic, very tight, but I don't really have that too much. Just a little moist. Yeah, I know, Jay. Speak American, motherfucker. What's up, Lincoln? What's up, Lincoln? Um, yeah, so maybe I'm not gonna go to the park today, and I'll just stay here. And that point of all of that whole story was maybe I'll just turn on the Zoom, and I'll offer it to you guys. I don't feel like starting it up if I'm not gonna have enough people there, but I'll start up the Zoom chat room. Y'all can that way y'all can contain you can entertain each other and see each other's dumb faces and talk and have the screen to yourself and share screens and do some whatever. And I can go take a shit. It's not for me, it's for you guys. So if you want me to, I'll start it up. Is that a yes, no, or maybe? Tom. Want you to, you love that I'm staying here, like rather than going outside. And I would only left if you're talking to me, Tom. I was only gonna walk across the street and shut the show off for like half an hour while I shit and changed my clothes and walked over there. Yeah, Tom says yes, let's do it. Tom is worth at least two of most of you. You know what I mean? So like if I say I wanted five, if I'm only doing it for five people, Tom is worth two people. Do you do it? I mean, I will do it on here. I feel a little bit like I've done some YouTubes from the shitter, but I'd have to. Here's the thing, Jay. I'd want to do it on my computer. I'm not lugging my computer into the bathroom. It's just too much. It's too much, man. Like I don't really have a problem with it. It's not about bravery to me. It's like, oh, hey, we all poop. I'm not really. You cannot. You cannot. Okay. Hey, how's Jay Marley? I'll talk to you like in human form instead of this bullshit soon. How's things going though? How's the sis and the Zohan? How's the business going? How's things? The Zohan is connected to the Zohar, like the Egyptian magicians, and the hmm, Zohan. Yeah, Tom Porter. Yeah, I mean, there's enough people that come to these Zooms that they're doing enemas. Like, well, I mean, and I know, like on here, you could be doing anything you want. And you could be doing enema, nobody fucking cares. 'Cause I can't see it or hear it. On here, no, there's you know who does a lot of enemas when we're on here live? Um, Jimin, the German, the German. He goes. I also too myself. I don't know why I'm doing it in that voice. He does it in the most German way. But I do enjoy the weed. I do enjoy the weed. Oh fuck. Too stupid. All right. Oops, shit. I don't know. This is not what I wanted. Get out of here. Can't give you that one. A new meeting? No. Schedule a meeting. Let's do this. Yes, the Egyptian. Do you remember Adam Sandler talking? Well, it's funny here. Here's a connection. And he talk. What's Hello, this is no. It's not even. It's not. Well, there is a connection. Remember the Jerky Boys? And he said, "This is the Egyptian magician." The Jerky Boys song. You remember that? Anybody? And Adam Sandler, he does Zohan, and he does a lot. He was on. He did a lot of prank calls and shit, and his like a lot of his album is. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I thought it was him at first. Adam Sandler's an interesting. He plays in the movie The Cobbler. Cobbler's a great movie. If you've never seen it. Oh man. Okay. Well, hey, I was gonna try to encourage you not to go to Florida anyway, or to Cali anyways. I was gonna try to encourage you not to. Hey Joey, no, I passed the fuck out right after that anyways. Joey, whenever I got your message this morning. I woke up and I was like, oh, somebody, like two people tried to get at me last night. And I was like, after I was like, I'll talk to somebody. I was like, no. Then I started listening to something. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna fell asleep on it. It was better that way. I've couple good hours of sleep is nice. Zenema Shatman does too. Yeah, yeah. Zenema Shatman does a lot of enemas, but you're usually in the background. You don't like the German. He'll do it, and he'll actually put his face on camera. He'll be like, yes, I have a tube currently up my butt. Yeah, Lincoln. I don't know. Apparently some people left me a thumbs up before they left. So at this point, there's probably been like 50 or 60 people come through here. Yeah, Adam Sandler. There's a lot of his comedies that suck nuts, but Adam Sandler is a human, and his comedy and a lot of what he's done really funny. He's made some terrible, terrible, terrible movies, but some of his shit is really good. And the couple movies that he did like actual acting in are fucking fantastic. And The Cobbler is one of them. Obviously, new one that he just won some award for, and then the one with he was in with Don Cheadle, Punch Drunk Love. So he's done four movies that were like really like, comedians can do serious shit. Serious people cannot do comedy. That's the thing. Um, let's see, three and hold on, eight. Pascal's gone. Host. There we go. Save. Okay. And start. Okay, somebody want to put this number in there? It's 867-5309. No, it's not 5309. It's just 867 though. 867-9257. Then 6699. That's the number. Little Nicky. It's halfway in between great and terrible. I mean, Nick Swardson can make a movie really funny, or he can make a movie really retarded. Same with Sandler. They could do something really like just it's, it could go either way with a lot of the shit they do. It's like I think they just sometimes get too high, and what's funny when you're high doesn't necessarily translate. But then I think they got so high and they're just like, fuck it, like that. They're gonna whatever. Who cares? I got enough money. I can I can put out a movie for the esoterics of it because there's some cool parts in there. But whether they think it's funny or not. Fucking smoked out, like, fucking let that. That's fine. You know, I can see that. Oh. It's going to be. Is that right? Okay. So we're gonna do here. This one. Oh, that's fun. Parsible is coming into the room. Parsible's here. What's up? Jim and I enjoy weed and making big turds. I am the giant turd maker. I don't know who that is. That must be somewhere else. I don't know this person. Lincoln. What's up, Parsible? Howdy. Is this copacetic with the green elephant? Yeah, it worked out today. The lighting is perfect. What's up, Tom? Punch drunk love is good. Okay. Oh, Gina, you got the Oktoberfest out? What you talking about, the Sigma, the Roots? You mean the band? Hi, guys. What's going on here? Hey, Parsival, how's your abs today from laughing yesterday?
Yeah, all right, all right.
Yeah,
It
mine
was
are,
good.
yeah, my cheeks. I feel like I did a facelift yesterday, and my abs, like, I got rock hard abs right now. Like, I could probably take a punch from somebody like a professional boxer.
Some people are hired to cry at funerals,
I know,
That
right?
dude should be just hired to laugh.
Oh man,
Dude,
no,
I want that job. Literally, if you told me just to follow you around and just laugh at no matter what anyone said, I would do it.
that would be fun.
That would be.
I'm not a great fake laugher though. I c-
Nothing's fake. I like
oh, I know. Yes, because you actually would find it funny. I get what you're saying. There's a lot of things like you know what would work for me. I think I'm
Yeah.
probably in the same boat as you, man. That if somebody paid me to do it, I'd be laughing the entire time at the fact that someone's giving me money to just follow them around and laugh at them. Wow, like shit.
Well, that's how bad people want love. Is they literally will just pay for it. Like, just show
Mm,
me love and I'll pay you.
yeah,
That I'm, but I've done that.
yeah,
But like, why not?
yeah. Why you think I'm broke?
Exactly.
I've been paying my whole life for people to love me. It doesn't work. Nah, you know what's funny about that is I've only twice in my life bought a chick a drink at a bar. The rest of the time is
What?
twice in my life, and those are the only two times I didn't get laid. It's a fact. One time I was having this good time. This girl, me and this girl hanging out, blah blah blah, drinks. I was like, you know what? I like you. You're funny. Let me buy you a drink. I don't buy anybody drinks. And then this is a fucking legitimate story. Like we're like I'm like hanging with her friends, like this fucking wild ass time. I bought her a drink after that. Just went to squash the whole kind of the vibe. And I did it one other time. Didn't work. Another time, I've been bought drinks by chicks dozens of times,
Mhm.
and that way I know I'm getting laid. But if I buy a drink, I've had chicks I've almost gotten a fight at a bar because I didn't buy a chick a drink, and I told the bitch to go fuck off, and she told a friend of hers that I told her to fuck off. I was like, bitch told me to buy her a drink, so I didn't want to buy her a drink. And she said she was upset that I wouldn't buy her a drink because she thought she was good looking enough. And so me and my boy was about to have to walk outside with this other dude who came and stepped to me because I called her a bitch. I was like, well, she was acting like a bitch and wouldn't leave me the fuck around because I wouldn't buy her a drink. And so
Yeah.
my buddy stood up, was like he literally said, we can handle this like some gentlemen, or you can come meet me outside. And he just walks outside. I was like, I guess my dude wants, I guess he wants to solve this. He goes, I was like, cause I'm not gonna walk outside. I'll let him what you ask. We ain't gonna go 2-on-1. Go get your ass whooped. He was a big dude. He didn't want it. So my buddy comes back inside. He sits back down. He's like, so you don't want to go outside? Dude just walked away.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
my buddy is like 5'7". I mean, I
oh,
wouldn't fuck with him, but yep, yeah.
oh,
Hey, so there's the number above if anybody wants to join here. It's me and Tom and Parsival and Funky B. Funky B, I'm not sure who you are, but you can say hi in the chat. I don't know if you know that your camera is not on, your audio is not on, but what up? You can always use the chat to the side. I don't know what kind of phone or computer you're using. Feel free. Um, yeah. Yeah, so whoever's in here, this is like 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's kind of too. I want to get this closed off of here before 3 hours, so that way at least some people watch the beginning of the video because I think the beginning of the video is at least worthwhile. And usually, if I get over about 3 hours, people tend not to click on it because like, is Zen gonna really talk for 3 hours? Yeah. So what's the motivation? Because I want people to come in here in the next 10 minutes, so I don't have like a room full of people because I have to take a shit. I definitely do. So you guys can, I'll open up the screen and you guys can share the screen with each other. Um,
I was saying, I think you can just click on anyone you want.
well, no, I have to, no, I open up the thing there. The screen is open. And if any of you guys come in, you got to wait in the waiting room until I'm done dookieing. Okay. And I'm
Oh yeah,
pausing
how
it.
do you? How,
Okay. Parsival is now the host, because I got to dump. And I'm going to turn this on pause in case they play any music. Go over there to Zoom, zoom.us, and then somebody will put the numbers in there again, even though it is above. And yeah, cheers, yo. Hello.
Ben's in here, but
I'm back.
he or she is quiet.
I know if I play with the button, I am play with the button.
Motherfucker, what?
Play with the button.
Hey!
Okay, I'm back. Okay, guys, this is for you guys over here. This is last opportunity if you want to come through, because I'm going to shut this off in the next 10 minutes. So there's the room number above. It is 869, or no, excuse me, 867-9257-6699.
Yeah, no,
that if our
Bye,
newcomers,
guys.
Leonard and
I'll come on
Gloria
here
look
another
to
show in a
replace the
second.
champion,
Toodles.
they have their work cut out for